hold on now, because now my whole setup's a little bit different. I'm just chilling here, ready for camping. I'm wearing the basketball shorts, baby. Look at that, chat. Okay, chat. I'm gonna try and look at you on my phone because for whatever reason my monitor won't quite turn the way I want it to. So who we got here? I got. You guys hear me all right? Is the music too loud? I'm gonna turn the music down just a bit. It's kind of loud in my ear, but let me just. How's that? Is it atmospheric now, or is it still like? Can you? Let me see something. Let me just. It seems okay. It's off? What do you mean it's off? Can't really hear me. What do you mean you can't really hear me? Okay, now question T. Did you turn the volume on your stream? The music turned off? It shouldn't be. It's probably now it's probably really cool. Hold on. Let me do. How's that? Hold on. It seems okay. Music's back. Okay. Cool beans. Fuck, my things aren't here. They're
I'm Mr. King Dice. I'm the gamest in the land. I never play nice. I'm the devil's right-hand man. I can't let you pass, 'cause you ain't done everything. Bring me those contracts, come on, bring them to the king.
You guys are not here. They're not here. They're here. Listen, every time you guys make me put the mic down, you're gonna. Yeah, you like that? Enjoy. Now, I saw some people sub. Did you guys hear? Did the alerts come up? I see some. Hold on. Let me scroll here. Marvin Maniac, thank you so much for the 17 months. And Posted, thank you for the 16. Good to see you guys again. Did the alerts pop up? I didn't hear them, but you guys sure the music's not too loud? It looks like it's really loud. Sorry, I'm just. Yeah, it seems overwhelming loud. I want to make sure you can hear it, but I don't want you guys to be like, I can't hear Danny because the lo-fi camping music's too loud. I'm gonna smidge it down a bit. Listen, I appreciate the potential hype train, but it's blocking the entire chat. Okay. Hold on, let me see. I didn't get to say hi to everybody, but let me see. I saw Burb, T, Rennick, Fate, what's going on, guys? Medic, Budokai, long time no see, homie. What's poppin'? I'm trying to keep the phone away from the mic so it's not like staticky like it does. And now it's scrolled all the way to the bottom again. I see Zenoza. Some of you guys were saying you didn't have your stories done. If you have your stories in progress, you can still post them in the Discord. I think the only ones who posted were Burb and Medic. Now, I will say, as a streamer, man, yeah, it's whatever. You're doing your thing. If you don't got time, you don't got time. If I was your teachers, if I was your teacher and you said, oops, I couldn't do my homework, then I guess you get an F and you flunk and you don't get to graduate with your friends. But, you know, that's not my place to decide. That's, you know, that's on you guys to get your homework done. But I'm just imagining y'all like, so I'm gonna turn it in. Music's a roller coaster. It's soft as fuck, and then it just spikes. Maybe I can find a different playlist. See, I can't find the camp one I had last year. I don't know if I got taken down or what. Because there's one that's 3 hours, but relaxing guitar music. How's this one? Is this one good? You guys like this one? Stairs are my enemy. Oh no, Fate. That's the worst. Just go buy one of those really expensive like elevator things where you sit down and just use that while your leg's broken. I'm typing, okay, sounds good. I noticed the note said he was working on his. Again, this is the teacher's like, all right, everybody, pass your homework up. And you see the kids. All right, hold on. Sorry, the mouse is sitting on my lap. I have to move it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, while we sit here, I downloaded Discord on my mom's iPad. I know Burb and Medic each submitted a fairly short piece. I have a Google search of ghost stories that tend to kind of be back and forth, going on, maybe this and the other. But listen, if you guys got stories, if you got ones backpedal that kind of fit the tone, and you want to put them in the Discord, we can look at reading them then. You know, obviously, if you didn't clock them in at first, you know, it's a little late. You're going to get dock points, but we got 3 hours of this. I also got, not my phone, that can go to the side. I can't put it in the cup holder. I also got the handy dandy Cuphead in a Mountain of Trouble book that we read last year, the first couple chapters. So, I lost the bookmark, I think, but we'll have to figure out where we were. I think we were on chapter 4. They were short chapters. We can see what books are going to be read. Spoilers. What books you talking about, dog? What you talking about, Willis? Don't read nothing yet. It's just the Cuphead one. Unless, no one else has posted. What other books you think we got? Campfire Stories was a month ago? Hold on. Who said it was a month ago? What's Burb on? Again, I hope the static's not kicking. I'm trying to see you guys while I do this. I got volume max. Now it's off again. Or just too low. Music sounds good to me. Okay. Some of y'all need to clean out your ears. Hold on. Alright, just testing to make sure I can hear myself over the music while I listen to my phone. Yeah, I don't know, Chop. The music, I think the music's fine. Some of y'all need to turn up your computers. Yeah, some of y'all need to turn up your audio. I think the music's fine. Because right now the music is in a spot where it isn't overwhelming the voice. If you can't hear it, that means you probably shoved your head in dog shit and you got poop. Just clean it out. Get a Q-tip and just itch your brain with it. Don't do that. It's bad for your ears. September did indeed call this, yeah, poopy head, like you a bozo, but damn. Probably gonna let him call you a bozo like that? I'm saying. Oh no, not the Burb. Ah, I love the atmosphere. Thank you, Phantom. I tried to go for the same thing as last year. This blanket is holding on by a thread. Not to be punny here, but like it's draped over like a clothing rack, and it should be just enough that it covered the floor. But any false movement might send this whole thing a tumbling down. And if that happens, y'all better be ready to clip it. But if it doesn't, then we're fine. Well, unfortunately, Burb, being sick isn't an excuse to be a bully. Don't bully Papa. He has the power to send you to purgatory. I should hit it slightly. Yeah, that's good. Oh, hold on. As per usual. Now, I had this on last year. You guys said you couldn't hear it. Do you guys hear the annoying fire crackling and the freaking bugs? Sorry, I gotta drink my Camp Castle Daddy needs his whiskey when he's telling ghost stories. Sorry. That's not whiskey, it's just water. Fire water. I'm good buddies with the mates down in purgatory. Bugs! Okay, so is it obnoxious? Because this thing doesn't have a volume. This thing is straight up what it is. So if that's annoying, I'll turn it off. We won't get the light, but I just want to make sure it's not like bug. So actually put W in there. Yeah, I've been drinking less W though, with the diabetes and stuff. So yeah, less W these days. But Phantom with the fire water. Phantom, do you even drink? I don't know if you ever had a conversation that you drink or have drinking. I'm sure you have, but wait, are you even 20? No. Phantom, no, you're not even 21 yet. What are you talking about? Hold on, no, I'm losing track. Phantom, how old are you? You're like 19, right? It's not really for me. It's not too bad for me. Oh no. I sound muffled? I just don't think y'all listen good. I just don't think y'all listen. Hold on, talking this way. Hold on, talking this way. I'm in the front of the microphone. Hold on. What if I talk back here? I'm in the front of the microphone. Hold on. What if I talk back here? See, that's muffled. This is normal. See, that's muffled. This is normal. You sure, Danny? Hold on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Maybe this is the front. So now the logo's on the back? I hate this microphone. It's a nice microphone, but it's just dumb. Whatever. Anyway, sorry, chat. I missed. Whoop, now it's gone. I'm 23, November 10th. There we go. Happy early birthday, Phantom. Chat, wish Phantom a birthday. There's no way Phantom's under 21. Yeah, after I said, I was like, she graduated college. I'm 14, but I can legally drink with the consent of an adult. Well, don't say that. You also think toast. Shut up. Enjoy your alcohol, I guess. For legal reasons, I will not comment on this conversation. Good call. Fam's a whole-ass grown adult responsible woman. Responsible's debatable. I saw her buy a whole booster pack of Pokemon cards the other day. Responsible, my ass. Responsible, is that the word I'd use? I thought you were like 19, Phantom. Nah, Phantom's, again, a grown-ass... a whole ass grown adult responsible woman something. No, I gotta be grown. How about 3X? No, but even worse. She's like, I need a new computer. By the way, let me go buy all these Pokemon. Alrighty, but ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in case you're sitting there popping in going, Danny, what's this stream setup? Also, I apologize if I missed anyone by saying hi, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining for the stream this evening. This is our September goal of the CGDannyB Campfire story stream. Now, if you guys weren't here last year, basically, I went online, I read a bunch of ghost stories. Once we got tired of those, I read the Cuphead book. Phantom last year wrote a chapter of a new project known as Project Gnome, which is the post-apocalypse Gnomey story. It included some viewers, some typical ones. I know there's not a new chapter yet, but if there's any old stories you guys have written that you want to have read on stream, as long as you're stream appropriate, you know, make sure the stream appropriate. I know a couple have been submitted. I know Zenoz is working on a My Hero one at the moment. It should hopefully be submitted. I think T is also working on one. I'm going to be a little uncomfortable as I try and like lounge around and read these appropriately into the microphone. But yeah, thank you guys so much for September. I appreciate you getting us these goals. As far as I know, it should be CGDannyB. Thank you for the hydrate. Should be CGDannyB and the Bob Ross stream, I think. Are those the only ones we haven't done? Perfect. Oh, sorry, in chat's game, you guys have to do. We have to do chat games week. I think chat games week might be the first week of January, because November there's a bunch of games coming out we got to play, and December is usually that Christmas holiday wrap up, trying to finish game of the year conversation stuff. So I have some stuff I definitely want to play throughout that, because you're definitely doing a Nuzlocke in November, which I'm very excited for. But I'm going in almost done. No rush. Get your stuff. We got well, we got about. I don't have a clock on this monitor. Let's say we have 2.5 hours. I guess I don't know. Mine's 500 words, dog. That is like 2 paragraphs for a school essay. I think that is fine. That is not that many. You're good. There's a whole channel called Campfire Stories, T. Come on now. Use your powers of observation, please. Quite literally called Campfire Stories. Okay. Bob, I gotcha. But yes, anyway, yeah. Chat games week, we still have to do. Bob Ross stream. Before we get into this tonight, I have a few announcements we have to talk about. Pay attention. Pay attention, because some of you guys don't listen, and then you ask me questions later. Pay attention, okay? 2 announcements. Number 1, on Saturday, this Saturday at 6 p.m., we're not streaming, but we are doing a Five Nights at Freddy's movie night in the Discord, okay? I know a lot of you guys are excited for this. Chris will be streaming it. We'll be in the Discord watching the Five Nights movie, okay? Y'all get that? I'm waiting to see chat go, Five Nights at Freddy's, go back one. We're watching the FNAF movie on Saturday night at 6 p.m. It is in Discord, yes. Oh, sorry, you're saying your thing. Yeah, dude, we're going to watch the FNAF movie in Discord. I'm a Halloween party, don't go. Just don't go. Fuck yeah, FNAF. Yeah, we'll have the Discord. We'll sit in there. I'll make a post later tonight about it, or tomorrow, whenever I have a free moment. But yes, that's going in this Saturday. Next Saturday, November 4th, Chris, myself, Connor, Kanai, we're doing a 24-hour Extra Life stream. We planned about this a couple months ago. We kind of fell to the wayside and never really got around to planning it. And then we're like, we got 2 weeks. Let's plan something. So, on November 4th through November 5th, I think we're starting around noon. We have to concrete it, but I think around noon, we're going to start streaming. We have a bunch of different ideas. Our goal is to raise $400. So that's not too much. I think it's a doable goal. But the goal is to raise $400 for Extra Life, which is basically an organization that brings games to children who are in hospitals, helps fund them. It's a really cool project. I'm really excited about it. So yes, so this weekend FNAF, next weekend Extra Life. So a couple things. Again, I'll post them on Discord then, but keep you guys posted. Invite your girlfriend to the movie. You could do that. She's in the Discord. I think I could do the theater because it's age rated 15. I do 400. Okay, well, there you have it. Listen, if Papa comes in and nails the 400, we have to make like goals. We were going to do like at every $15, someone does this at $4.20, like blah, blah, like, you know, 420. We don't have those ideas down. We have to come up with some, but we want to come up with goofy, like, milestone goals. So imagine September, but it's for the kids. So. Can watch it on 14. Listen. I'm not telling you to break the rules. I'm telling you on Discord, not at any given time, but this time specifically, I can be your fucking guardian for this, okay? I'm just saying, you're allowed to watch FNAF on the Discord, okay? Probably say actual financial responsibility. There you go. Listen, Papa, you got this, dog. But yeah, there's that. So, if anyone comes in and goes, but Danny, you didn't tell me about FNAF. I just said it. Clip it for him, chat. They were like, oh, I forgot to put on my camping shoes. Now I'm just in my socks. I'm not gonna lie though. You guys look at these calves though. Funny hold on, I turned the mic again. Funny story. So in college, I've always had pretty big calves. You know, it's not gloating, just, you know, it's me. My roommate Gary, super fitness junkie. And the one thing, like, dude's an Adonis. He's got the abs. He does like fitness competition and stuff these days. But the thing he was always jealous of me of was my calves. Because he has chicken legs, and I have these like big voluptuous calves, right? So he'd come downstairs and be like, "Oh no, Danny." I'm like, "What's wrong, Gary? What's wrong?" He's like, "Danny, how'd this happen?" I'm like, "Gary, what? What happened? What happened?" He's like, "Oh man, somebody left the barn door open." Now, if you guys may know, like people say, like, who left the barn door open when your fly's down? So he said, "I'm like, oh, I'm wearing basketball shorts. What do you mean?" He's like, "Dude, someone left the barn door open because the calves got out." And then he'd do like the "what are the" like pose like at my legs. I'm like, thanks, Gary. Appreciate that, homie. Thanks. Danny does not skip leg day. Sometimes I really don't even like do leg day like that. I just got nice legs. Personally, it's probably my favorite part of my body. Them legs. Well, bam. Look at that. Look at that shit. Oh, baby. Okay, sorry. Voluptuous. Alrighty, but you guys know what you came here. You came for some ghost stories. So, speaking of ghost stories, we'll start with what's in the Discord with Burb, who posted Untitled. Burb, is there a title for this one? Damn, Dimly. Is there a title for this story? Well, because I got... Okay, so... Phantom posted one, Chimney Weepers. Ooh, Phantom, I like that title. Don't read your email? I will read your email. I won't read your email. I'm not going to read your email. T, did you post yours or have you haven't done it yet? You were asking, I just don't know. It's called Danny's Bad Day. That's exciting. Inspiring. All right. This might be a little too cozy for ghost stories, but you know what? Fuck it. We'll rock with the music. Let me put it on loop real quick because it's good. Actually, how long? Is it 3 hours? I'll put it on loop anyway. Cool. All right. I'm going to end up accidentally rotating this mic a bunch. So if I end up rotating it too much, I sound muffled. Do it again. Give us the email. It's your school. Oh, it's your school one. Who cares? What are you going to do? You're going to be like, all right, kids, do your homework. Yeah, poopy, poopy, pee-pee pants. Like, come on now. Now, this is an original by Cartoon Burb, Danny's Bad Day. I can't wait to get into it. It's a paragraph. It is one paragraph. Now, I will say, every bit counts. But if I hear Burb say anything about the length of anybody else's, you don't get to do that. You don't get to do that, bud. Danny's bad day. One day, Danny was relaxing with his new gaming pillow, playing the new Arachnid Boy. Oh, see, I see what you did. For copyright reasons, you went the generic. I get it. Playing the new game Arachnid Boy. Then he found a notification on his phone saying, "Hello, this is Dan." Oh, my mom got notifications. Hello, this is Danny B. We are missing your Form 1040 for your taxes. Could you please hand that in today? Now, why am I messaging myself? Interesting. This sent a shiver down Danny's spine as he realized he didn't have the form. And when he called, you can tell this is a Burb story. When he called, I made him stay on hold. During this time, Dan decided to go get groceries with his mom. Why would I do that? If I was waiting on hold, why would I go get groceries while... Okay. Dan decided to go get groceries with his mom. And as he got to the line, his mom had to go get the cream cheese, so he was forced to sit there as the cashier beeped each item. And his mom was still nowhere to be seen as the cashier asked, "And how will you be paying today?" Finally, his mom returned to pay, but the damage had already been done. And after this stressful day, he goosed to lay down and play Tears of the Kingdom on his Switch. But it didn't charge all day. The end. Interesting story here, Burb. Now, I will say, I think Pikmin 4 over Tears of the Kingdom might have given me a little more of a shudder down my spine, but I like the misdirection, because you start the whole thing with like, oh, it's about my taxes, to then find out it's about the groceries, to then find out it's about my Switch. Oh man, what a kerfuffle. Barley what? Question, is there any punctuation in this story? There is an exclamation point. There's a quotation for the email. There's an ellipses for the "he didn't have the form." And then I think there's about 2 more periods. Yeah, I think that's about it. Good story, Burb. Thank you so much for writing that. That, my friends, is our introductory story for the evening. Next up, we have one that less a story, more of a poem. Now, before we get into it, Medic, charge your goddamn phone, homie. You're in the red, dog. You gotta listen. Yeah, there's no important information on here. Yeah, no. Look at this. Medic, your phone's dying. Charge it. Charge your phone, homie. The tax release was a red herring. It really was. Certified Burb moment. That was about the scariest thing I could think of. That's scary alone. I'm struggling to find a way to hold this. I should have gotten the mic arm. Is it too late? It might be. Yeah, don't worry about it. All right. Anyway, Medic submitted this one and said it is not so much a story as much as it is a poem. Oh, it disappeared. Medic said something. Listen, bro, I was babysitting downstairs with no charger. Oh, listen. Charge your phone. I said what I said. Take the baby upstairs, get the charger, come back down. Solutions, not excuses. I live my line, get to yellow. I've been in the habit where I let it get down, like I let it die every now and again, because like you should let it die, you know, for charging purposes, whatever. But I really never let my phone or any device go into 30% within my control. Damn, Papa. Yo, I let the battery die once or twice. I don't know if that's is that an urban legend? Does anyone know for a fact? If you don't let your stuff die, does the battery like kaputs? Is that? Looks like my battery right now. Run it, go charge your phone. Why are you sitting on baby? This is a good question. Can I tell you a joke? No, guy, because I'm pretty sure if you go to tell me a joke, you're gonna forget it for the next 7 messages. Y'all think you're funny these days. I'm here to tell you stories. Y'all think you're playing games. I can be hostile too. Y'all think you're slick? I won't. Listen, you could try. You promise? Well, you could put it in chat, but I'm about to read a story here. I might not read it till after, and hopefully it doesn't get swept away. But, yeah, sorry I interrupted that. So Medic wrote us a poem called The Gnome House. In a house a gnome does dwell, a haunted tale I must now tell. With mischief and magic he roams, bringing chill to every room he owns. His presence, though eerie, is quite grand. A haunting gnome in sight, not bland. Sorry, a sight, not insight. A sight, not bland. With each creak and whisper in the night, he fills the house with a ghostly delight. Oh, how the walls tremble with his glee. A gnome's haunted house, a sight to see. So embrace the spookiness, don't you fear. For his haunted gnome, he's welcome here. In this quaint little house, a gnome does dwell. A haunted abode, where stories do tell. From room to room, his presence is felt, leaving behind a trail that cannot be dealt. Let's see what you want. This is a good rhyming scheme, homie. His antics are simple, his antics are simply part of his charm. Embrace the magic, the whimsy, no harm. In this haunted house where the gnome has won. So come on in with courage and I think. I don't know if you missed a line there, or if it's a different cadence than I was. So come on in with courage and delight. Discover the wonders that await you tonight. For in this house where the gnome does roam, there's a world of enchantment, a place to call home. That's a good one, Maddie. I like that. Good job, bud. That was really good. Great job. Let me see what I missed in here. What do you call a witch on the beach? Sandiest of witches? Oh, I see. It's a sandwich joke. It's a dumb joke about the sandwiches. I will be ignoring all sandwich-related messages tonight because I'm not going to let you guys get to me. I'm not going to let you guys get to me. Fuck you. Fuck Dr. Seuss. Oh, fucking Dr. Seuss. Oh, see, I thought Burb was trying to bang Dr. Seuss. I'm like, he's dead, homie. I also think he was a little bit racist, but we won't talk about that. Danka. I was going to read that as Danka. Danka. That's so cute. Making a picture, but honestly, really like, honestly, guys, that'd be sick. And listen, I know we're all busy. We got adult stuff. If Medic wants to work with someone with illustrations or whatever and create like that as a children's book, that'd be so cool. That'd be wild. I am a little confused, and I don't know if it's a typo or if I read it wrong. Let me see. No, maybe, I guess that's right. No, because so correct me if I'm wrong, Medic. So it's like the second paragraph, so after the first indentation. A haunted abode where stories do tell, the room to room as presence is felt. So it's embrace the magic, the whimsy, no harm. In this haunted house where the gnome has, yeah. His antics are simply part of his charm. Embrace the magic, the whimsy, no harm. In this haunted house where the gnome has won. So come. Yeah, I don't know if it's just maybe it's because the sentence is shorter, so it just it like doesn't hit my ear right. I don't know if that's, but I could do a picture book now. T's making a picture book. You're right. I'm such a hooligan. Y'all good guy. I don't have time to do it. Phantom, just quit. I'm commissioning T. Listen. That'd be super sick, guys. I'm making color books. Listen, if T and Medic work together to make that a little picture book, that'd be insane. I'd love it. Is my next? Then I think Phantoms is next because she posted hers first. Yeah, Chimney Weepers. No, but now it won't ever be since you. Damn, I spent 2 hours on it. Come, Medic just to come. Oh no, in my mind, I thought one and Coke would work. One and Coke, no. So I definitely think it can work. I think it's a close rhyme that like doesn't actually rhyme, but like it's there. I think it's just how short the so come is. I think it goes. And if you guys are in the Discord, you can see this. I know I'm not, like, there's not much to show. It's all me talking, but I think in this haunted house where the gnome has won, an adventure awaits. Don't so come, you know, or something like, you know. I think that one could be a little bit longer, but like otherwise, like you nailed it. I think that's the only like thing that caught me off guard. I'm also not a poet, so maybe that's just a poet rhyming scheme. I don't know. Zenoza can go first if he wants. Don't give in to Zenoza. You actually made a coloring book, so yes, I'll commission you if you would like. Not Phantom before me. All right, you know what? I already have Phantoms open. Would you like to download Google? No, shut up. Close the... Thank you for the hydrate. I actually have a Gatorade. Gatorade Zero. Oh, yeah. Thanks for the hydrate, hooligan. Who was it? I can't see it now. It's gone. Hydrate, all your snacks are mine? No, Rennick, but I have my marshmallow on a stick. It's good marshmallow. You guys got marshmallows? Posted. How you been, Posted? I feel like I haven't seen you in like 10 years. How you been? Big news, I drank the bottle of water. Yo, proud of you, Burb. Make that a regular occurrence, my friend. Yo, y'all know the new season of the challenge starts tonight? Probably gonna fold laundry and watch that with Mom. Never had Gatorade. It's pretty good. Would recommend. I have the zero stuff, so it's not as good. It's no sugar, but... I actually thought that was a marshmallow. It is. Look. It's a marshmallow. On a stick. How's it take 4 bites to eat a marshmallow? Shut up, Papa. That's none of your business. I'll take as long as I want to finish this marshmallow because it's my marshmallow. If you buy your own marshmallows, you can eat it in one whole chunk. Just it seems like a very Papa move to do. So here, tell me what to do. God damn. Let me eat my fucking marshmallow. I've been busy at work. Had to trade a shift at work so I could be... Got you. Well, post it. I appreciate you going above and beyond for that. Thank you, homie. Hopefully work clears up for you more. We miss seeing you around here. But listen, you gotta do what you gotta do, homie. Like I popped the thing in my mouth off and the hot stick instantly, 1 bite. Y'all crazy. Anyway, back to stories. Before we keep going, guys, thank you so much for writing your stories this evening. If anyone else has some ghost stories, not even like you wrote, if you guys have some good ones you know online, you want to put them in that Campfire Stories tab on the Discord, by all means, go ahead. We got some storytelling to do tonight, so plop them in there. If you guys have other stuff you've written in the past, Phantom, I don't even mind if you want to put chapter 1 of a Project Gnome in there. We can reread that if you'd like. I saw my marshmallows like an alligator. Papa, how do you unhinge your jaw? Do you like death roll the marshmallow? And almost branding my tongue? That would just be like a big old welt. I feel like it wouldn't even be brand. You just burn your tongue. Marshmallow has such a weird texture. They are. They really are. Does anyone else get those ads on TikTok of like I don't know the brand. I don't know the brand, but they're like flavored marshmallow fluff. They're like brownies, but it's marshmallow. You know, they're like cubes and squares. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know what that brand is. Probably one of my favorites. Oh yes, a reread of listen, if it gets thrown in there, we'll read it. No, I've never seen those. They look... So here's the thing. I'm not big on marshmallows. Like, they're alright. I'll like partake now and again, but like, I feel like I'd want to try them, but now I'm diabetic, so I'm like, unless they have like a sugar-free one, I don't want to fuck with that. I enjoy the feeling of the chance to choke at any time I eat one. It's a dance with death each time. Papa, you're insane. Masochist, exactly what Phantom said. I see them before, but don't remember. Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. I have no idea what they're called. I'm sure it'll come up again. Maybe I'll post it in Discord. I wish I had like a... I guess I could use my knee. This might work. But anyway, yes, thank you guys again for watching. If you're enjoying, like, comment, subscribe. We're on Twitch. I didn't do the YouTube one tonight. If you got a friend who might like some story time, share the stream with them, I guess. That might be fun. Yeah. Markiplier wannabe. Damn. I'm laughing in the face of death because I will possibly not die. I will simply not die. What's he gonna do? Kill me? I'm already not dying. I see what you did there. Alrighty, back to the story time. This is Phantom's original piece known as The Chimney Weepers. No S, no sweepers, we're weeping. When I was little, I used to hear the chimney cry. It never scared me. It just made me sad. Nervous even. I heard stories of young chimney sweepers getting stuck in those tall brick columns just trying to do their job. It always worried me that some poor little boy was stuck in there, alone to suffocate in ash, but no matter how much crying I heard from the soot-stained structure, my father told me not to look. He was adamant that investigating the noise was useless. He chucked the muffled sounds up to the wind. I'm sorry, I suck at reading. that the breeze from outside was blowing over to the chimney top like like one did in an empty bottle, only instead of a soft whistle, it was a soft cry. When I got old enough to question this explanation about the wind, he told me it was just the sounds of the house groaning. I heard of houses moaning and groaning before. It has something to do with the old architecture of buildings. I guess it wasn't so different than old people moaning and groaning either. For a little while, I chose to believe my father's explanation, but on one particular stormy day, the crying grew worse. And I'm sorry, give me a second here. This is throwing me off. I'm gonna turn it off real quick. The bugs is hard. The bugs is hard, y'all. We're going over question explanation. I heard of houses moaning and groaning. I read that one. Sorry, I lost track already. All right, so for a little while, I chose to believe my father's explanation, but on a particular stormy day, the crying grew worse, and it was hard to ignore. But then again, maybe Dad was right. Maybe the house was just groaning. If I got rained on and knocked around by the wind, the way my house did, I'd be pretty vocal about it too. So, despite my doubts, I assumed my father was telling the truth. Scrolling. It wasn't until I turned 11 that I stopped believing the house was groaning. By now, Father was fed up with my questions about the crying. At this point, he was grasping at straws for explanations. If it wasn't the wind or the groaning house, that would make the chimney sound like it held a crying little boy within the brick if it wasn't the wind or groaning house, what would make the chimney sound like it held a crying little boy within its brick confines? As far as I was concerned, he couldn't tell he was out of it this time. The chimney's crying again, I remarked, staring at the shuddering structure as lightning arced in my peripherals. I butchered this. Outside, a storm was raging like it never had before. The newspaper had Okay, sorry, I'm reading faster than I'm in my head that I'm out loud, so I keep butchering lines. The bugs were bugging you. They sure were. I played a clean hand, no powers, all stealth running. Damn, Papa, you're crazy. All right, sorry. The newspaper had discussed flooding, and Father bought sandbags to place along the door. If it kept pouring like this, sandbags alone wouldn't do much to prevent rising waters from seeping into the house. I told you, it's the wind, Father sighed, smoothing out the napkins in his lap. He was always dropping food on his pants. Oh, Dad. Crazy-ass Dad. Stop dropping food. You know I don't believe that, I countered, eyes drawn to the chimney yet again as the sobs carried on. The wind makes the house groan, and the noises echo in the chimney, Father carried on, chewing agitatedly at his dinner. You know I don't believe that either. A careful silence settled between the two of us. Outside, thunder tumbled against the dark sky, as if ancient gods were laughing at our disagreement. I suppose to some sort of primordial being, a conversation like this would be pretty funny. What would it take for you to stop worrying about the damn chimney? Father frowned. His hand settled on the table. His hand settling on the table, his index finger drummed nervously along with his heartbeat. I don't know, I admitted. I'd like a reasonable explanation at least, something plausible. Fine. Father nodded, pursing his lips. I haven't heard that phraseology. Pursing his lips. Long before you were born, when the house was just being made, a little 9-year-old boy was cleaning the chimney. He was one of the only ones small enough to fit inside of it, or so we thought. He got stuck. That night a storm came and drowned out his cries. Oh no. Drowned out his cries. He sobbed and yelled for help, but no one heard him over the thunder and rain. His body was found days later when a stench began to fill the house. Yikes. That's Phantom. That's Santa in the chimney. No, poor Santa. Oh man, Phantom story ruined Christmas. Over the thunder. Okay. His body was found days later when a stench began to fill the house. The chimney has cried ever since. It hasn't been silent for decades. So it's a ghost then, I asked, trying to fathom the fact that I supposedly lived in a house with a haunted chimney and that this was considered a plausible explanation. No. Father's voice was stern, and his eyes had grown hard in the dim light. Another clap of lightning, followed by a bellow of thunder, actuated his remark. It's worse than a ghost. That's all I'll say. Are you just trying to scare me? I asked, a smile tugging at my lips. Yes, Father nodded, leaning back in his seat. The only one who's messed with the chimney are the sweepers. That's the rule. You remember that, don't you? Of course. You always said it's too dangerous to mess with, and if you get stuck trying to climb inside, I'll laugh at you before I help. While the rule never made much sense to me, I suppose he really was worried I'd try to make my way up the chimney and somehow get stuck. After all, I had a way of getting into places I shouldn't. I'd been that way since I could crawl. It terrified Mother back when she was alive. Aw, Mom's dead? Phantom, what happened to Mom? The story is pretty crazy. Lisa didn't light the fire below him and died. Listen, it doesn't say they didn't. Phantom confirm? Little homie should have no clips. Shut up. Little homie should have no clips. That's fucked up. Taking Father's word at face value, I tried not to dwell on the crying chimney any longer. Maybe it was just haunted. If I was a 9-year-old chimney sweeper who got stuck and died, I'd also haunt the house responsible for my untimely death. In fact, I'd probably do more than just cry all the time. I'd do the best to annoy anyone who lived in the damn place. Sorry, congestion. Without too much concern regarding the matter, I moved on with my life and grew used to the noises. Its usual drawl was just as persistent as the sound of an alarm clock. Annoying, but not horrible. It wasn't until a month later that things changed. The crying worsened. It was so loud and so horrible I couldn't sleep. It bellowed out of the chimney like a wailing toddler, crawling up the stairs to sit right outside of my bedroom door. What was worse, the crying sounded real this time, as if someone were actually in trouble. It occurred to me then that just yesterday the chimney sweepers had come by, and a pit began to settle in my stomach. Had another little boy around my age fallen in and gotten stuck? Was the chimney cursed? Did it just so happen to swallow children whole? Heart hammering, I clambered out of bed, determined to see for myself who was in trouble, if anyone. Running down the hallway, I didn't even try to be discreet as my bare feet slapped against the floor. You know that like, I don't know why I made it sound so wet, you know what I mean? That slappy noise of your feet. The closer I got to the chimney, the louder and more desperate the wails became. "It's okay, I'm coming," I called, slowing to a stop before the fireplace. Catching my breath, I leaned forward, peering up into the hollow dark. The crying continued for a moment more as I tried to decipher some sort of body in the dark. "Can you hear me? It's gonna be okay." As my voice carried out, I expected to echo through the hollow spaces before bouncing back down. If there was a boy stuck up there, he'd hear my distorted words. Only my voice didn't echo. It didn't move at all. Something had stuffed the chimney full. So full, my words were shot back at me in an instant. Silence persisted as the wailing ceased. Frowning, I hesitantly stepped forward into the fireplace and peered directly up into the darkness. Something was wrong. The chimney had never stopped weeping before. Wallowing tightly, my stomach coiled into a sense of dread. I made a terrible mistake. As sweat began to bead along my brow, the darkness began to move, contorting and shifting with the sound of chitin? Chitin? I don't know that word, Phantom. The sound of chitin scraping against bricks. Whatever I was looking at was unnatural. Frozen in fear, all I could hear was the mocking little cry come from the moving creature as dozens of twisted spider legs crept out of the chimney to clutch at the frame of the fireplace. Then the big, deep dark shifted and a pale face stared back. Phantom, I don't like this. It belonged to that of a young boy, 9 years old. But whereas I should, again, this music is there. Spiders, chimney hungry. Bro just saved scum. Smash that chimney with a sledgehammer. Y'all getting crazy. Sorry about that. I didn't get to see what's going on too much. I'm just reading through it, so I'm sorry if I missed any comments that are funny. 9-year boy. Whereas I should have been, there were none. Instead, the skin of his eyelids had fused with the skin of his face, and the bulb of his nose had been worn away into snake-like slits. Phantom, what is this child? Kids, don't get stuck in the chimney. A mouth like that of a saddened mime twisted across his pale face in the expression of a distressed and silent cry. The head was mounted on a strangely long neck, similar to that of a praying mantis. Frozen in place, my vision grew dotted as I struggled to breathe. The creature, whatever it was, leaned down with a long, arcing neck and paused so that our faces nearly touched. From within the contoured mouth, a set of dripping mandibles emerged. Jesus Christ, I thought it was just a dead kid. pushing taut skin aside so that it stretched painfully thin. Ooh. With a sucking noise, the mandibles settled into place. A slobbering, gooey ooze decorated the the pointed end. It was then that I screamed, but no noise came out. Stumbling back from within the fireplace, I scrambled towards the hallway. While I retreated in fear, the creature tumbled from the chimney with a heavy thud as his body hit the floor. Its spider legs scratched against the ground, attempting to seek purchase, but gained none of it as the great dark mass wobbled from side to side. It wasn't until a set of humanoid hands protruded from the centipede-shaped torso that it steadied. With a shudder, ash and soot tumbled from the monster's body as if it were made from the substance. Tilting its head, I imagine it's like a cute little dog like, hey, I'm the chimney kid. But not as cute. Tilting its head, the creature's mandibles began to click in some type of amusing chatter. It was then that I snapped out of a wide-eyed stare, watching the creature with the fear of a child who had seen the devil and did not run. I half crawled, half ran back to my bedroom. Closing the door and locking it, I dove beneath the bed, aware of the scraping outside of my door. As spider legs tickled the floor in an eerie sort of manner. Sorry, I'm going to drop the tablet here. Tip-tapping like an impatient drumming of fingers, I held my breath. The beast, whatever it was, lingered outside of my bedroom door, fumbling with the handle. At some point, it attempted to throw its weight against the frame. That is fucking terrifying. That is scary. That's really scary. I don't like the idea of Soot Child slamming into my door. At some point, it attempted to throw its weight against the frame. A violent shudder seemed to shake the entire room as I prayed for safety. Thankfully, my bedroom door held fast. Trembling from head to toe like a frightened dog, I dared to peer out from beneath the confines of the bed. It was then that the creature tried to... I'm sorry, I'm scrolling too fast. It was then the creature tried and failed to loosen the lock. It was smart. Too smart for something that grotesque. In truth, my only saving grace was the monster couldn't see otherwise. It'd be spotted in the key set atop a small table beside my door. Beside it was a picture of my late mother. With an impatient groan, a muffled sob, and the frustrated stamp of spider legs, the beast retreated. Oh, thank God it's leaving. Despite this, I didn't feel safe. Unable to sleep that night, I lay awake, very much aware of the silence not permeating through my house. There was no more crying, no more weeping. The absence of sound alone was unnerving. Clutching a worn stuffed dog to my chest, I buried my face against its soft hide, seeking some semblance of comfort in the dark. For a moment, I found peace until some of the insect legs scuttled over the roof. Interrupting my tranquility. A strange sort of thud sounded outside as the beast's disgustingly large body hit the ground, lingering beneath the safety of my bed. I foolishly left it behind to peer out the window. What I saw would haunt my dreams for the rest of my life. There, out in the street, was a creature in its full glory. The spider legs shone in the moonlight. Thank you for the hydrate. Its centipede body shivering and withering, while tiny legs that couldn't reach the ground. Shivering and withering, while the tiny legs that couldn't reach the ground moved into thin air. The white face, frozen in a silent sob, stared intently at a stray dog whose bark was sharp and loud. This phantom gonna kill the dog. Papa, get the picture ready, cause it's about to die. If you want to read it for yourself, it's a Discord. Yeah, listen, go for it. Read along because I suck at reading. Sharp and loud. The poor pup, as brave as it was, didn't stand a chance. Two scrawny pale arms embedded against the entanglement of insect legs scooped the scrappy dog up as the mandibles chattered excitedly. I look away before I could witness the poor creature's demise, but the bitter sound of a pained whine echoed in my ears. Sick to the stomach, I retreated back to my bed and buried myself beneath the covers as if it would protect me. From that night on, I was never the same. In the following years, I documented what I could of these creatures, hoping to save my children from the fate I'd endured. When they were old enough, I revealed the truth, and now I reveal the truth to you. Chimney weepers are a strange type of monster. They aren't exactly a ghost or a demon. They're far too real to be any of that. They're the culmination of death stained in soot, suffocated by ash, drowned by storm, and left to die in the suffocating confines of brick. Whoever or whatever dies within those chimney walls emerges anew in a terrifying fused glory. It's because of this that I came to believe in God and the devil. Only they would be responsible for the reality where the devil has abandoned them and God has abandoned us. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Chimney Weepers. Phantom, is that an original idea, or is that like a thing? Is that like... I might have turned the mic a lot during that. Is that like a folklore thing? Is the Chimney Weeper a thing, or did you come up with that? Now you're talking about Onion? Who's Onion? Onion was awoken, so he got mad. Oh, jump scare. The dog? Is the dog Onion, or is the monster Onion? I want to know what kind of bug it is. I want to catch it. I'll name it Onion. Okay, so it's the Chimney Weeper. Now we got a new snack. I mean, dog. I don't know. Cindy, what's poppin'? Welcome. Yes, we do have a whole... Listen, we got a whole setup for this bad boy. I set up the camera. I got the tarp behind me. Some music. I got freaking shade over here. So basically anything that dies in the chimney along with the child gets fused together, including the child, bugs, and the content of the chimney. Damn. I made all that shit up. That's crazy. That's pretty cool though. Cause like, I imagine it's almost like I don't have a fictional like media source to compare it to, but I'm imagining just like all the stuff that gets like pushed under the bed or like shoved under the fridge, and it's just like all that dust that you think would just like sit there until you clean it up, all of a sudden gets congealed into something. We get a prequel story about the mother. Listen, that'd be dope. You're cool and also never creepy. Phantom Liberty Universe? Yeah, what are we talking about? Oh, sorry, the Phantom Literary. I thought you were talking about the Cyberpunk DLC. I'm like, what's that got to do with this? So no, it says amiibo. Yes, there are some amiibo right behind my head. They're hiding the wall. Very sorry, very creepy. So you're saying I can make a cacker? English, English. Yeah, I got to step up my creepy story game next year. Listen. Go for it. Now you got a whole year to prepare, and then you can save and have it prepped. Hold on, this is doing a number on my kneecaps here. The gangle. Alrighty, well, let's see. It looks like next we have a Zenoza one, a T one, and then we have Project Gnome back again. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys. By the way, guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. We're doing some stories. By the way, Danny let something. It just appeared. Kind of like the Summer Ween candy monster from Gravity Falls. I haven't watched Gravity Falls yet. I have to do that. Oh, Summer Ween. Okay. I saw Summer Ween. It was like, about a penis? Let Danny read my story and then give me thoughts. Okay. I'm working on making a self-published book of all my shit. That'd be sick. I'd love that. Can I get a signed copy? You send it to my P.O. box. I'll buy it, though. Zeal? What is Zeal? Is that another Cash App thing? So in $5 if they can give me a drawing of Onion. I met a friendly gnome ghost and phantoms making my nightmares. There you go. I do me some friendly ghosts. Be as descriptive as possible. I can start making it today. Listen, I'd love to see Onion, I guess. The spider chimney weeper. I'm gonna see if I can like readjust here. Might try and lean forward for this. Might be a little better for SharePoint. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Zenoza's email is Zenoza be smacking 2029. I don't know why he's predicting the future, but there it is. It's pronounced ZZZE. You say it what? ZL? ZLE? What the fuck is that? Not my email. The fuck is Zeal? How did you say it? How did Papa's Zeal? Great way to send money. Okay, cool. So it's a money app. Hold on, sorry. TikTok's yelling at me. I don't need that right now. All right. There we go. Put that back to the side. Okay. Sorry about that. Can I somehow... Give me a second. Sorry, you gotta sit in there for a second, okay? That's not gonna work. Nope, those don't work. Okay. They don't have a mic mount, and my other arm's like around the room. Sorry. You probably heard all that. ZL. Z sound L. Zell. You pronounce each Z. Do you actually, or is that... amount of Z's depends on how much money you say. Yeah, Mr. Beast be using Z. Zell or Zeal? Is it one or two? Zell or Zeal? Is it one Zell or two Zeal? I think it's Zell. Number one? Okay. I guess 11. There wasn't 11 options, Cindy. There's no 11. Seal. That's an animal, Papa. You're in the military. You know what a seal is, you crazy ass fucking kid. Anyway, oh my god, can you believe I got freaking Zenoza's whole entire social security number with this? That's great. No, it's Zenoza, so this is just chapter 1? Is that what this one is? I don't know how much of this is, if this is like the whole project. I know that you're working on multiple chapters. At one point, I don't know. I know what a SEAL is. It was a military thing. I know you're not a Navy SEAL, but it was. I figured you know the branches. You know. I make heli choppies. Okay, just episode 1. Okay, cool beans. Cool beans. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a turn from the spoopy. It's a little more action anime because this is joining Nomi High. Is it My Hero? Are we in the My Hero universe, or is it inspired by? Are Deku and Todoroki running around? Is All Might in here? Or is this just a Nomi story with superheroes? Doing episode 10. I'm doing 10 episodes per season. Okay. Can wait to inflate and do nothing else? Just us, no Deku. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, joining Nomi High. This story starts with a young kid wanting to be the strongest hero and lightning user in the world, going to hero school for the first time with his best friend Burb, who dreams of being the best Birdman to ever have lived. On their way, they chat about what they think the school will be like and what they'll learn. Sorry, my thing, like a pop-up showed up and scrolled my whole thing down. Rid the Burb, which is wherever they live. Okay, on the way, they chat about what they think the school will be like and what they will learn, but stop because they see Inflated Boy and they both say, I've never seen that ability before, but they carried on going to Nomi High School. They arrive and see the inflated kid again. They also see some unfamiliar faces they've never seen before, but don't think about it much. They go to their class called Class G, where they learn about their classmate Medic. Okay, hold on. They learn about their classmate Medic, who is an inflatable man, and when inflated, he deflects all projectiles. Falcon is a rock man. His ability is he can control rocks and make stone fists. Cool. Prince is a hive mind and controls 4 clones of himself. Then he can switch to them at any time. And Chris 89 is an ice man who can make ice fists and freeze his opponents in place. The teacher Phantom says, these are your classmates, so you better get along. 5 hours later, the school is finally about to test their abilities in battle. The matches are Xeno versus Falcon, Burb versus Medic, Chris 89 versus Prince. Okay. The first match, Xeno versus Falcon. 3, 2, 1, begin. The match starts with a quick range attack by Falcon, but then shot back with a lightning quick punch from Xeno. Falcon's hit pretty hard, but the match goes on. Falcon fires back a rock blast, but Xeno dodges with his lightning quick speed. Xeno goes from the finishing blow, but is crushed by a giant boulder made by all of Falcon's power. They think Falcon's won, But then they hear a crack, and another, and another, and then they see what happened. Zeno broke the boulder, and the match is... Okay, the Google Doc like split it up. It says, the match is B. That's not a you problem. That's not your fault. It's just the iPad. It's a whole separate page. So it goes, Zeno broke the boulder, and the match is B. It's like, imagine taking the page and being like, the match... It's... No, it made sense. It's just funny how it's written. But the match is back on. The exchange blows, then Zeno jumps back and uses the rest of his power to make lightning beams. But Falcon fights back. But Zeno keeps dodging. After 3 minutes of charging, it's ready. Zeno fires it and it hits Falcon right in the chest, leaving Falcon unconscious, meaning Zeno wins. Hey, Zenoza, great story so far. Don't be afraid to use some punctuation, bud. This is a long, this is a run-on sentence, but good job. Zeno dodge. Falcon unconscious, meaning Zeno wins, and this is the semifinals. The next round is Burb versus Medic. 3, 2, 1, begin. The match starts off pretty slow, but then Burb picks up the pace and swoops on Medic, and there's nothing Medic can do, and gets crushed into the ground by Burb's sharp claws, which mean Burb is the winner and in the semifinals. Damn. Medic, did you try? Damn, Burb kicked your ass. Right out of breath sometimes. Without the commas, I gotta just keep reading. The third fight is Chris89 versus Prince. 3, 2, 1, begin. The match ends easily because Chris89 froze him and won, so he goes through. Everyone wonders who the next people are going to be fighting next in the student Then a student charges through the door, and everyone's shocked. It's another Zeno. Psych! It's Charm, shapeshifted into Zeno. The semis look like this. Zeno versus Chris, and Burb versus Charm. To be continued. Let me see. Did we talk about Charm? Charm just show up at the end? Yo, is Charm the surprise twist? I was about to say, you're going to have a 3-person semifinal. That was going to be crazy. Uncomic Medic. That's bullshit, Zenoza. I had a paragraph, but I got a motherfucking sentence. Well, listen, Zenoza wrote his own fan fiction. Of course, he had to be the main character. So he got the whole story about him. It's cool, homie. I like the premise so far. I think it might be... It could use some exposition. I would say, make sure, and listen, I know you want to win. You always want to win. Make sure there's some stakes for yourself. Because if you're all in as the OP kid and just start winning everything, it's like, uh-oh, what happens? But make sure, I'd say, hypothetically, you might want to lose the semifinals. It might be like, oh my god, what is Zenoza going to do now? He has to level up and be better. But like, you broke all the boulders, and who you fought Falcon? Get fucked, Falcon. Is Falcon here? Falcon lost. Everyone, can I get L Falcons in the chat, please? Take out Falcon. Can we get L Medic too while we're at it? Because he lost too. And Prince, yeah, L Prince, but the season X. Can we? Let me see. I gotta say something. Go for it, but no insult to injury. A little rush and add some details. I think there's some good stuff here. Falcon's my friend. Falcon's my friend. El Medic. Chris with the L's. Yo, what's poppin', Chris? Extremely uncommon, in fact. Rare Falcon L. El Medic, you bozo. Also, all you do is float and become big. Damn, y'all really went after him like that. Hold on. Now it's going faster. I can't read it all. I gotta get to my phone. There's that one kid who you would play fight with, and they would say, "Nuh-uh, my guy's invincible. You can't kill me." Burb is the Birdman. Listen, stick with the name, dog. You go with it. This reminds me of that one superhero Disney movie, Sky High. Sky High is awesome, dude. Listen, if y'all haven't watched Sky High ever, or like in a long time, go do it, because Sky High rocks. Sky High is great. Now, to be fair, listen, there you go. You got some exposition. Yo, Danny, I'm related. Cranberry Sprites is a top tier soda. It sure is, dude. You want Sprite Cranberry? It's the thirstiest time of the year. You want Sprite Cranberry? First time having it, dude, it's good shit. I can't have it as much, but I like, listen, they told me not to drink soda anymore, but like, I can drink soda sometimes. You know, like I can't just can't be grabbing 6-packs. But you know, every now and again, I might grab like a drink. You know, make sure I'm just not going overboard. Let it cool down. Take some medicine and everything. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Hold on, let's go way to the top of the chat now. Holy shit. Y'all played it in my trap card. I want to be a trash character so I can get like 5 episodes where I get a power up and become super strong, right? Just saying, if I don't achieve my own country by the end of this, then there will be consequences. At least I wasn't the only one who thought of that burb during one episode too. Listen, if you're working on it, this chair is uncomfy, chat. Let me tell you, I'm gonna stretch my eyes a little bit. Let me see. Close this. Alrighty, so we have teas now. Okay. Another fairly quick one. It's like 2 paragraphs here. Once again, hold on, mic's backwards. My apologies. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for the Campfire stream. We couldn't have done this without your support during the month of September. So appreciate it. If you guys want more of these, stick around for September. We'll have Campfire Stories 3 next year. Should be great. And meanwhile, you can work on your stories ahead of time. Come up with some ideas, create some narrative. It'd be great. We're going to first about don't. Yeah, absolutely. Take your time. Do your thing. If you have it already done and ready to post, go for it. But yeah, if you're still working on it, don't rush to get it done. You know, you can't rush art. We've only been going for an hour? Right? Is that right? Wowza. Holy crapoli. They say 80% of writing is just revising what you already wrote. A short film director I met and interviewed at school. That's a good quote. I mean, it's not wrong. Probably right. Welcome to My Hero Academia.
I'm Mr. King Dice. I'm the gamest in the land. I never play nice. I'm the devil's right-hand man. I can't let you pass, 'cause you ain't done everything. Bring me those contracts, come on, bring them to the king.
No dance, only marshmallow. Post link for the clip. No dance, only marshmallow. Fake. It's not fake. It's real. There's also bugs on the ground. You can't see the floor, so you can't see them. I pay for a dance. Nah, you don't get nothing, medic. No refunds. As much as you fought me on Toasties? No. Those are my channel points now. You better earn them back, son. Those are mine, sucker boy. That's more fake than my dad's love for me. Damn, bro. You want to talk about it? I mean, the moods are... Do we want to have like a campfire like vent session? You want to talk about it? Danny has no king dice. Danny's in a chair. Expecting it. My king dice are all the way over there. Last time I danced with Nemo, but I didn't feel like it. I also had to put down the iPad then, and it's just... Normally I just put the controller down. It's just harder. Yeah, I'm good. Shut up, you stinker. You're the reason there are bugs around you. Yeah, medic? Yeah? You're just jealous that I have a marshmallow and you don't. Sucker butt. Ha 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 ha. I don't know if it's going to show up or not. Let's see. Yeah, okay, it's broken, so it won't show up on the scene. Unless it showed up earlier and I'll do it ahead to, I don't know. Maybe it was I wouldn't look at. Anyway. As I said, guys, don't forget, if you have any ghost stories you've already written, you want to put them in the Discord, there's a Campfire Stories channel for it. As well as if you have any good ones you know about. Because honestly, if we have Burbs and... sorry, we have... not Burbs. We have Teas, and then we have a Project Gnome we'll reread. Then I might show up to the Cuphead book. Sorry, reading uses a lot of oxygen. As, like... I think back to elementary school when teachers used to like sit us in a circle and read. Dog, I can't fathom. Now, granted, those are like kids' books. So it was a lot easier. But man, I'm sitting here struggling like a fooligan, trying to read here on stream. I suck at this. Reading out loud, I'd be bumbling over. Let me type something up quick. It'll be Straight Fighter. Go for it, Chris. Straight Fighter. Straight Fire. By the way, the power scale is Me, Burb, Chris, Medic, Falcon. Is that going down or going up? Are you saying you're the lowest? And you beat... Because you beat Falcon. Or are you saying Falcon's lower than you? Because you just popped in and said, I'm the strongest. This is a One Punch Man Mashal type deal. Speaking of which, Chris, we need to get back to Mashal. Connor and Kanai, if you're there, we need to watch Mashal. I want to watch Mashal. It looks funny. We need to watch Mashal. Now you're allowed to, I'm high. Suck a butt, Falcon, I'm stronger. Do y'all want to suck a butt shirt? Or I'm still working on the Just Quit shirt. Yes. I'm still working on the Just Quit shirt. That'll probably be the next one that drops on the store. But yeah, I need you suck a butt might be funny. Oh, excuse me. Suck a butt with a butt in a nomad. That would be really funny. Suck a butt, just two cheeks and just, yeah. I want it to be like shiny. Yeah, listen, there's something there. Sorry, we got distracted. Anyway, this is T-Berry's story known as The Shed. I lived in a haunted town, literally a haunted town. Used to have old mines and such a few. Okay, sorry. This is more of like I'm telling a story, not so much like a narrative. Okay, sorry. I had to find the energy of this one. I used to live in a haunted town, comma, literally a haunted town. Used to have old mines and such a few yards from a house. And such a few yards from a house we used to live in were, according to my mom, who researched the house we used to live in, because it was haunted from footsteps to knocking to having the shower sound like it was on. Well, then we moved into the landlord told us. T, I believe this might have been typed up a little quick. I'm going to try and read through it a little bit, but I appreciate you writing your story. Thank you. But when we moved in, the landlord told us we were allowed access to the house, but we weren't allowed in the shed. We didn't even have access to it. He never gave us the key. At the time, I was in high school. I was in color guard, and I hate late games for football. After my mom's boyfriend always had friends over until 2 a.m. Well, I was outside with them one time hanging out. Wasn't tired once everyone left. I was helping clean up the backyard from the party, and bam, the shed light came on, and a shadow figure was there, glitching in and out of the window. My mom's boyfriend told me to get inside. This shed was literally next to the ditch, and it was used to in 1800 to dump bodies into. When they died in the mine, that was a few yards away. The shed, you couldn't even approach it. The shed, you couldn't even approach it without getting creeped out. When my mom was forced to mow around it, she always felt dizzy over there, and once I saw her mow it, there was a shadow lurking around her. It gets so bad the landlord built a concrete wall to board the ditch. Well, damn. That's scary. I was afraid. T, I think there's something cool that, like, if you were like to make like a fictional, like, not like obviously based on a true story, but like take that lore and build like a narrative, like I went in the shed and it was Baba Yaga. I think there's something there for that. Dan learns most of his chat sucks at punctuation and double checks the it's so like so if I read it as is, like, the shed, you couldn't even approach it without keeping out the creep that my mom was forced to mow around it with the felt daisy over there, and once I saw her mow, there was such, yeah, that's one sentence. Guys, commas, periods. Even listen, I don't even know what a semicolon's for, but you could use the semicolon. Listen, I believe you said this last time that it was real. That's a little scary. Nothing happened after the wall went up? You blocked them all off? So they put a moat around their shed. If we start spell correcting, y'all wouldn't recognize. That's true. It is true. I would assume someone else is on the account. I was rushing and I am will do better. I was rushing and I will do better. Love you, T. Don't be afraid to use comma. It got worse. Oh no, that sucks. Listen, chapter 2, 1. Mood. Alrighty, but ladies and gentlemen, that was Tease. If you guys want to read it, it's in the Discord. There's a whole channel. Uh-oh. So Chris typed us something really hold on, what'd you type? Chris, I can't read yours. It's making me sign in. I think you just sent me a Google Docs sign-in page. You didn't send you didn't send the document. You just sent me the link for Google Docs. You have to right click and hit share and get that link. Shit, that's scary. Hold on, there we go. No, it's here. Let's do Chris. I assume you sent me the same thing. Because I think you sent me the same link. Asking permission? I'm gonna cry. Are you right clicking and sharing the link? It's the same link. It takes me to Google. It takes me to like the Google sign in. You can't see it, but it says you need access. Did you okay. Yeah, when you hit share, there should be like not permissions. I forget what it looks like. It's like share that has to be like anybody with the link. It's alright, guys. We're learning how to use Google Docs. Yeah, but real story, it's in Everman, Texas. I know nothing about Everman, Texas. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, let me see. Like, how do I... Because if I go to drive... What did you send, Burb? What is that? Oh, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. I don't know how to do this on mobile, though. I'm not going to lie. Click the buttons, goofball. Is it... Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't see it from there, but you got this figured out. Thing is, I just have two factors. So, hi, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, a story from Chris RV2. Debt. Debt. That's all it says. Kick it from work, so I got jump scared. I near that shit myself. Yeah. I near shot myself. You guys don't... No, I know how to use Google Docs. I just don't know how to do it from an iPad. Anytime I share documents, I do it from my computer. And the mobile version's different. Yeah, the mobile version has different tabs and titles. Me hiding my face. Same. Actually, the title is debt and the story is debt, so you got to say it twice. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, a story from Chris RV2 titled Debt. Debt. One word poetry, baby. Christopher, thank you. Alrighty. Well, guys, how about we do an oldie but a goodie with what is and will forever be Chapter 1 of Project Gnome. Hold on. Why can't I minimize the freaking thing? Okay, it's like 5 pages, right? Excuse you, piglets. Let me drink some Gatorade real quick. Can y'all hear me? If I talk like y'all hear me in that or not? I'm sure it's muffled, but y'all hear me chat like that or? Thanks. Project Gnome. Huh? What'd you say? Muffled, but we can hear you. Okay. Not that I was gonna leave you down there anyway. I just didn't know how it would. Ooh. I've had my arm bent for the last hour. I need to... Let me see if I can resituate here. Real quick, let me see. Chat, how you doing over there? Hey, chat. I can see you. Oh, not when they're upside down. Goofy goobers. Chat, I can see you in the camera. Can't count CGDannyB with binoculars. Sound off. There you go. Don't look at me like that. At least my pretty side? Oh, okay. Danny, stop peeking us. Fuck you. I'll do what I want. Why is no one clipping it? Has someone clipped that noise? Come on now. Thank you, Burb. That's a funny noise. It's a funny ass noise. And thank you. Thank you, post it. Danny plays with toys for a straight. Do you want me to use me to sit here on the floor and play with toys? I just sit here like a child. Just like, ah. Anybody who clicked in think I'm just a grown ass baby laying on the... My marshmallow's gone. It's way over there. You ate it finally. Yeah. Clip it. Someone clip it. You gotta get one of those that you posted. You got one of those baby toys where you burp it and changes diaper. Did someone ask for an NPC stream? Listen, here's the thing. NPC streams are based upon people doing like the donations and stuff. If y'all gonna donate the dumb TikTok things and be like, oh, yum yum, spicy, gang gang, gang gang, whoopee guy yay, whoopee guy yay, wow, space, wow. Space, yippee-ki-yay, gang gang, gang gang. When it first came in, I was literally like, Danny has legs. I do, actually. There you go. NBC TikTok stream, please. Too many clips have been requested. Gang gang, gang. Can I do? There's not a page down. What this is at? Is that an hour 26? I'm trying to remember that. This is Danny. There we go. Now I got the clip. Cool. There. Thanks, Burb. This is Danny ASMR. No, this is Campfire stories from Campfire from September. Danny, don't do anything funny for the next 3 minutes. Okay, Google. Set a 3-minute timer. Papa asked for this. Okay. Is actually really dangerous because this music is very relaxing and like I could fall asleep to this. Damn, if I didn't pick my head up a second sooner, that probably would have got me. It did. I still jumped a little bit, but like I think I was like, what? Danny, you're too funny. My ribs are gonna break. It'd be really funny if somebody just took a screenshot of me laying here and tweeted it out like, I joined Danny's stream and this is what I see. Just. My ADHD won't allow me to sit here and pretend anymore. This is a serious thing. It hurts. Fuck. Sorry, Papa. I ruined it. I'm sorry. Chat creepily says, we watch you while you sleep. Too many clips. That's crazy. I don't have a page down on this keyboard. I can't do it. I'm gonna have to do it manually. Stretch them legs a little bit. Oh man, what you guys doing this week? You guys have anything fun going on at school, work? Post a quick story. Nice one, Bird. Where'd you post the story? On Instagram? On. Oh, like a Discord, like a ghost story. I can't pull up Twitch because it's broken. Here we go. I can't pull up Twitch. It's freaking broken on the floor. I gotta restart my phone because I can't see the thing. So forgive me while I can't see that part of chat. Y'all, welcome to the new Discord emote. What happened? What's the Discord? You got it of me? You take a screenshot of me sleeping? What happened? Stop. What'd you make a Discord? What is this? Is it me? My phone. I'm restarting my phone. I can't see it. Medic question: are you doing work experience at the end of the year? Dude, we call those shit. What do they call them, my hero? Fucking work studies. Oh, chat, look. I got a new marshmallow. I didn't see this one sitting here. Work experience roommate. That sounds fun. Do you get to pick where you have your work experience, or? Now you got another one to finish? Nah, dude. This last one. Unless I don't swing it around like the last one. This music rocks. I honestly want to go camping for real with this. Yo, bro chat, whenever we get around to the cabin, we gotta play this. Relaxing music and Campfire. Relaxing guitar music, soothing music, calm music. By Soothing Relaxation. I should probably put the link of this in the VOD. Also, if you guys, speaking of VODs, if you guys put exclamation point VODs in the chat, we talked about this a couple streams ago. There's now a VODs channel. I'm trying to put some old VODs over there as we progress. But I'm also posting all the new VODs over. Last year's Campfire stream is on there now. It's not live. It has to go live. I have to make a thumbnail. But then this one will go up what's Wednesday? Yeah, this will go up Friday night. So you'll be able to watch this one Friday night if you miss anything. I want to watch it back. I just want to vibe out with some stories and dicking around. Back to my primary school because I didn't get my last year because of COVID. Oh no. That'd be kind of cool. Oh yeah, we got a VODs channel now. So enjoy. Go subscribe. I think there's only 2 subscribers. One of them's me. I don't know who else subscribed. Was that Burb? I thought it was Burb. If it wasn't Burb, then fuck you, Burb. But yeah. So I'll be posting the VODs over there. I think YouTube has a better video player, so if anyone wants to watch the stuff after the fact. On the other, I just done it. Hold on. Someone's lying. I mean, Medic, now you did it. Yo, guys, can we get my VOD channel to 10 subscribers? If we can get 10 subscribers, I'll start reading Project Gnome. Can we get CGDannyB VODs on YouTube to 10 subscribers and I'll start reading the next story? Come on, guys. I know we can do it. I know there's enough of you here. We can reach that goal. Can we get to 10 subscribers? Oh, my phone's at 16%. Shit. $10 a month. Yo, who you charging $10 a month? Okay, done. I did it. Hold on, I'm checking. Hold on. All I'm saying is I see. Oh, I lied. I was not subscribed to my own channel. I was not subscribed to my own channel. That's funny. That's funny. I currently see 7. Can we get 3 more subs on that channel? 10 subs to stream. We could do that. There's 6 people. It's a 6 right now. I did it. I did it. There we go. Okay. Listen, guys, we could do it. Listen, if you look at it now, we have the full Void stream, the Venba stream, Wizard with a Gun with Connor, and the first stream of Spider-Man. Also, Spider-Man stream 2 will go up tonight at 8 o'clock. So you'll see that in like 30 minutes. But just so yo, Rennick, appreciate you. It doesn't show me. All right, I guess I'll allow it to be 8. I'll allow it to be 8 for now. But if we, I said, y'all listen. I don't watch TikTok lives too frequent. I know some people do, but like, I usually, if anyone, I watch. I don't know if you guys know Parker Get a Job, or Parker Needs a Job. Parker Gets a Job. I forget. It's Parker. He does like a lot of debates of like the why is being gay wrong, etc., and then like fights people why it's not wrong, etc. He's like the only TikTok. Him and Dean are the only TikTok lives you really watch. But like, anytime you pull up somebody who's doing like the trivia and they're like, what's the answer? Who can get the riddle? Nope, that's not right. Y'all aren't thinking. You got to read it carefully. You got to read it carefully, okay? Read it carefully. Think, nope, sorry, Sharkeesh, that ain't right. Daquan, that ain't it either. Brittany, you're not thinking. Guys, think. Reread the question. Read it carefully. At 10,000 likes, we'll get the next riddle and I'll give the answer. 10,000 likes, people. There's enough of you here. Just keep tapping that screen. 10,000 likes and we'll get the next riddle. You know what I mean? I always want to establish people. Just go BAM! Alrighty. Well, let me readjust this a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we've dilly-dallied enough. How about we get back to some storytelling with Chapter 1 of Project Gnome, Arrival. Now, you guys may have been around for this one. Last year we read it, but we're going to reread it, and hopefully this motivates Phantom to write 17 more chapters so we have a narrative. But no rush. You're a grown adult. Do your thing. Stabbing sound goes bam. That. It depends what you're stabbing with. Let's take my one earbud off here. There was a time when going through a zombie apocalypse would have been a joke. A good one, even. Unfortunately, not all jokes are funny, which is why none of us were laughing as we made our way towards the White House. Sure, it was a risk meeting there, but in times like this, you did what you had to do. Then again, what exactly could the president do for something like this? Mass panic had already set in. Logic wasn't a thing anymore. Nevertheless, I walked side by side with a handful of friends, all of whom I met on my travels. There was Papa, or my right-hand man, the one who'd been around as long as I had. He was battle-worn and tired, but his charm still remained. Tagging along behind him was Rennick, eagerly observing everything around us. Off to the left were a series of barricades threatening to topple over as people pressed against them. Armed forces were deployed some time ago, attempting to keep the peace, but it wasn't working. As the crowd yelled and pushed against the metal barriers, we slipped off to the side. Glancing over my right shoulder, I took note of Slug, sticking close to Papa. Who's Slug? Fucking got him. Took note of Slug sticking close to Papa. They were relatively new, but enthusiastic. That much I'd given him credit for. Swallowing tightly, I led us towards the perimeter of the White House, hoping to remain as unnoticed as possible. Are you sure you know where you're going? Oh, that's Rennick. That is now canonically Rennick's voice. You sure you know where you're going? Rennick worried, adjusting their backpack. Papa, the one with the map. There's a reason for that. Oh, sorry. Papa's the one with the map. They're the reason for that, I countered, glancing at my companion while I prepared the stained piece of paper. We're on track. Boss said it's not far from here. General Wed would be there and greet... General Wed would be there to greet us. Papa informed, folding up the piece of paper and tucking into his back pocket. With Rennick's worries somewhat soothed, we carried on. It's me, Papa Papooey. I sound like one of the smoker commercials you do. Hey guys, it's me, Rennick. Make sure you don't smoke, because it's bad for your lungs and your throat and your esophagus and probably your pancreas. I don't know if it hurts the lungs. Can anyone confirm is smoking bad for your lungs? Why am I Wobby Wobbles Jr.? Because I thought it was funny. At some point, the formerly pristine walkways of Washington turned into cracked slabs of concrete blemished by gum. Who got gum in the apocalypse? I probably asked this last year, too. Who got gum in the apocalypse? Because, like, that shit probably scarce. Man-made barriers were set up consisting of tables, chairs, roofing shingles, and more. It looked like a war zone. Call of Duty. Slowing our pace, we kept our eyes peeled for the familiar hatted gnome until at least a flash of red caught in my peripheral. A tall man with curly hair and the beginnings of a beard waved us down from inside the dilapidated building. Under normal circumstances, I would have been hesitant to go inside. Thankfully, it was Knive waving me down. Ah, the elongated fuck. Oh, sorry, that was Papa.
Yeah, the elongated fuck.
Papa mused, stepping over rubble and motioning for Slug, Rennick, and I to follow him inside. Looking at the doorway, I looked at Kanai expectantly. Has anyone else shown in One Piece? One Piece? I asked. What do we for Kanai? Yeah, but whether or not they're in One Piece depends on what you define limb law said. Kanai quipped, ducking in through a small doorway. Shrugging, I followed suit. Aware of the stale, damp air, it wasn't pleasant, but it could have been worse. Moving down a flight of stairs became clear that the boss had gotten some work done in our absence. A series of tunnels branched off in multiple directions, connecting to rooms containing unfamiliar faces. Part of me was certain I'd met someone before, but matching gamertags' faces wasn't exactly easy. This way, Kanai motioned, making sure I didn't lose myself in the maze of tunnels. Keeping my head down, I navigated the halls until we came to a heavy door. Reaching out, Kanai tapped his knuckles on the door as a lock slowly scraped against the door frame. It eased open to reveal a set of additional familiar faces, General Yellow and General Blue. Under normal circumstances, Danny would have claimed the title over Chris, but he was the boss now. There was a clear distinction. This is like the one time Chris gets to be blue. Chris is normally green because it says, "Hey Kay, what's poppin'?" What do I give Connor? I get everybody gruff one. I need to give Connor another like high pitched one. Did I just make Connor Elmo? Flutter! Connor exclaimed, his face lighting up. You made it! Only because Papa wouldn't let me get lost, I admitted, shedding my backpack to the door. This is Chris. Oh, it's so good to see ya. Boss is waiting. He said he has a project in mind, Chris explained, adjusting his glasses in the dim light and gesturing to a dark corner. Swallowing tightly, I made my way towards a large shadowed desk. Part of me knew it was foolish to be afraid, but apocalypses have a way of changing people. Hey, Dad, I joked, kicking lightly at one of the desk legs. Slowly, a chair spun around, revealing a familiar face adorned with an eye patch. Kid, how you been? Danny asked, looking as serious as I've ever seen him. Been worse. You had some sort of plan in mind? I inquired. I do, but first, let me show you around. Danny decided, getting up from his chair, shuffling around the side of the desk. He winked at me with his good eye. Let's skedaddle. I forgot about that line. Connor equals Elmo. Yeah, he never said.
Hi, Mr. Connor. Hi, Mr. Connor.
Phantom should be Daffy. Oh, God, I'd be really bad at Daffy or Donald. I don't know how to do Donald. Let's skedaddle. Yo, fun fact. Twitch is adding more animated emotes for people, for streamers. And I want to do the gnome like, let's skedaddle. I have to get with the I still have to go with the Westland emotes, period, but let's skedaddle. The word itself brought back a few fond memories, and I found myself laughing for the first time in a while. Passing by the generals filed out into the hallways as Danny led us to the largest underground room. Here, a series of bedrolls had been laid out to accommodate the Nomies. Papa had already made himself a home as his cat ran amok, being a menace to what remained of society. Nomies, Danny declared, drawing everyone's attention. One by one, every conversation died, and each pair of eyes turned to stare at their leader. For those of you that don't know, this is Lieutenant Phantom, and that weird-looking guy over there is Lieutenant Papa. Hi, I waved, earning a handful of smiles in response. Let me show that's me. Okay. Now I want each of you to sound off to my lieutenant. Know what name goes with which face, Danny ordered, tucking his hands behind his back. One by one, everyone stared their name. Everyone stared their name, some of which I was familiar with, and others such as T-Berry, Zenoza, Post-it, Siphons, and more. For the first time in days, I felt myself relaxed. Glad that I made many of the friends I had made into Washington, D.C. safely. With introductions out of the way, Danny moved on to a more pressing matter. I think it's time we discuss Project Gnome, he exclaimed, drawing a series of gasps followed by mumbles of uncertainty. Sure, everyone was uneasy. That was understandable, but times were hard, and we needed to be as unfazed as possible. Which
what's Project Gnome?
Papa questioned. I'm glad you asked, Danny smiled. Chris, take it away. Title card. He said Project Gnome. We got like the invisible of like man, I just feel forgot Phantom's obsessed with my cat. It's true, you have a cat. I missed some of it. Hold on. I missed what Cindy said. I can't scroll at the moment. My phone's dead. I didn't even make it into the quick introductions. Dude, it's true. It's true. Yeah, so real quick for the followage thing, I guess the whole thing is broken. I found it out the other day. So I guess something with Twitch changed in their back end. So whatever code is used to find that information is like blocked now by Nightbot, so it doesn't work. So rather than being like Nightbot's broken, like the guy has to make a new code to make it work. I had to do some Googling the other day. So yeah, that's broken. You can't actually do followage right now. I guess that's across Twitch period. So I go away for 5 minutes to go feed my dogs and Danny dies. When did I die? What do you mean died? Who's dead? I like to imagine T's stream is like 40 minutes behind. She's watching me sleep. I don't know. What's my followage? Thanks in advance. Fuck. No, I tried. Sorry, Papa. Where we at? Chris, take it away. As if he expected to be called on, Chris stepped forward, clearing his throat and pulling out a small notebook. He began to speak. Project Gnome is designed to keep everyone here safe during the apocalypse. We want to establish a territory that can hopefully replenish itself given time. If we can outlive the chaos that happens then, we can succeed in our mission. That being said, it'll take a lot of work and not everyone will be out here, everyone will get out of here alive. We'll need resources, protection, and more, most of which won't be government sanctioned. Won't we be breaking the law? Rennick asked, raising their hand as if they were in school.
Oh, so now you guys want to abide by the law?
Connor asked, arching an eyebrow.
Didn't stop any of you guys before.
Oh, this is T.
I just worry since the government has tanks.
T started.
Feeder's basically a tank. Oh, we'll be fine.
Papa reassured, politely shooing his... It's hard to do this, like, narratively, because I have to read ahead of who is speaking and then go back. This is hard to do. Papa reassured, politely shooing the cat away from the, for the time being. This is Kanai. Okay. What was Kanai? For voice I gave Kanai. Whatever. If it's fair to worry about, fairness doesn't exist in the apocalypse. Throw that idea out the window. Kanai frowned, looking very much like a general he was. It helped that he was tall enough to to be reasonably intimidating. Didn't give Slug a voice yet.
Come here, Beak. So, how do we make this Project Gnome Utopia a reality?
Slug asked, shifting uncomfortably from foot to foot. Chris, okay. We have different teams in charge of different tasks. Red is protection, yellow is resource gathering, and blue takes care of business here. Everything that happens gets passed on to the boss, understood? Chris asked, receiving a resounding yes. Good. The teams will be decided tonight over dinner. The project begins tomorrow. As silence settled uneasily over the room, Danny, along with the generals, filed out of the room, leaving the rest of us alone with nothing but speculation and thought. While it was difficult to find something that entertained me for the time being, I found comedy with my friends soothing. They told me stories of their own travels and as they journeyed the bunker. Some had lost friends along the way, others pets, and some family. Overall, it was a grueling journey for everyone. In the end, to distract from our woes, we settled on a game of tic-tac-toe and competitive bottle flipping until dinner rolled around. Admittedly, it wasn't much, just bread, water, and some jerky, but it was enough to tide us over.
Do you think the boss actually needs that eye patch?
Rennick asked, sitting next to Papa and I. Not sure, I shrugged.
Whether he does or not, this is just for the bit,
Papa mused, gnawing at his jerky, earning a few laughs in response to the joke. He seemed pretty pleased with himself.
You guys think anyone's still out there?
Slug wondered.
Probably.
Zombie admitted. Yo, you guys remember Zombie? That's crazy. What a guy.
The government. T. It is a base after all,
Rennick replied. Oh shoot, I already gave Papa the baby voice. Let's do...
Are you guys waiting for anyone in particular?
Zeno's a wonder, choosing to ignore Rennick's sarcasm. As soon as the question landed, Papa gaze settled on me. Maybe it was a bit impulsive to respond as quickly as I did, but I couldn't help it. I'm waiting for Deirdre, I sighed, picking at the roll of bread in my hands. Who's that?
Who's that?
Slug frowned.
Phantom's greatest love.
Papa replied, shaking his head in dismay.
Damn, that's rough, buddy.
Zombie snorted, using one of my favorite Avatar references to help cheer me up. She's out there, I can feel it, I insisted as Papa set a comfortable hand on my shoulder.
Are you guys worried about tomorrow?
Zenosa said quickly. I love to give him the Scooby laugh and then don't do any other Scooby voice. Yo, we miss Deirdre. Deirdre, if you're out there, we love you, girl. Someone clip that and send it to her, please.
No,
Papa replied, determined in his voice. Why not? Was the next question. I don't know who asked the question.
Anyone can't care of us.
I'm mixing voices. Papa insisted, his eyes cold and fierce.
He always does.
Oh wait, the end. End chapter 1. Oh, we read this last time, right? The beginning of chapter 2. Okay. Papa and I woke early and found ourselves sitting outside, waiting for the sun to rise over the horizon. I found the sound of industrial equipment echoing in the distance, drowned out the sound of mourning doves. Today, we finally start Project Gnome, and while I was glad to have the task, it made me nervous. There was no telling what kind of trouble we'd be getting ourselves into. Considering what we'd heard on Rennick's radio the previous night, nothing good was happening outside of our little safe haven.
It's me, Wobby Wobbles Jr.
Okay, I had to fix that.
Wobby Wobbles Jr. You think the pillar just stopped?
Papa asked, picking at the rocks in the sole of his shoes. I doubt it, I laughed. An explosion sounded in the distance as it accentuated my remark. Silence settled between us for a moment as a series of jets raced overhead. For a split second, I realized in the breeze... it's reveled. I reveled in the breeze until Rennick emerged from the bunker.
The boss is asking for you guys,
they remarked, voice soft, as if they didn't want to disturb us. Like, that's soft for Rennick.
The boss is asking for you guys.
I miss my mom's wife. Same. By the way, I'm adding random people in my story for plot and other things. Listen, go for it. You need things to motivate. Oh no, it kicked me out. It kicked me out of the story. I only had a paragraph to go. Go back down there. There you go. Scrolling. Sorry.
The boss is asking for you guys,
they remarked, soft voices if they didn't want to disturb us. Be there in a sec, I replied, slowly getting to my feet and offering Papa my hand. Pulling him up, we slowly made our way back inside and down a set of stairs. Rounding the corner into the main room, I joined the rest of the Nomi sitting patiently on the floor. Great. Now that everyone's here, let's get started. Danny smiled, clapped his hands together. To start this, here are the designated teams. Reading off a list, the Nomis were separated into their colored groups. Red, yellow, and blue. That's the end. That's it. That's what we got for Project Gnome Phantom. I'm so excited for more of this. And again, no rush. I know you're a busy adult, do your thing. But listen, I can't wait to read more. I wish my adoptive I miss my adoptive mom's wife. You correct? Oh, I thought Papa said that. Damn. You know what Rennick sounds like?
like this.
Rennick sounds like pork.
Hello. Goodbye.
I can't tell if that's an insult or not. Looking forward to more. I'm so excited. I love this. It's so great, Phantom. It's so well written, too. You nailed it. I'm so excited. Is anyone in a relationship in my story? Danny, I know by... Yeah, there you go. You got it. I would say, yes, ask permission. Let's make sure it's not shipping people unless there's, like, a genuine, like... If Burb's like, oh, write about me and my girlfriend. Sure. But, like, don't be like, I'm going to put this person and this person together. Because that gets weird. We don't want to do that, so... The story is very cool. I'm so excited, like... Because I'm waiting for, like... The Project Gnome in the spot when I first started watching The Walking Dead,
I was like, ooh, I get to see this. I get to, like, this character dies, and this thing happens, and oh my god, they're escaping the zombie. Like, eventually something's going to happen. It's going to be wild. This makes me want to do a community apocalypse D&D. Listen, that'd be so sick. And I think D&D's been on hold, right? Both campaigns. I don't know if you guys have been around for them, but that'd be fun. Refrain from shipping people in the community. Absolutely, 100%. No doing that. I had D&D back in my life. Listen, who was DMing? I know Burb was one. Was Fate, were you the other the DM, or both were on hold? Guys, I'm not playing. I'm not want to say, but y'all fix your shit. Get back and play your games. I'm not putting IRL people with IRL people, just random people if they want to. There you go. Good call. Good call. Very important. I don't think there's anything else in there. Was there? Back. No. Danny Dunham. Oh, I see. That's why T saw it. Okay. I didn't realize she put it in. I see. Title death. Danny died. One stream. His chat suffers. What's the chat say? Wait, then where's your... Oh, sorry, I didn't see that, Cindy. So my desk is right here. So, like, as far as... So you're looking at the stream, my desk is right here. I turn my one monitor just around, so it's on a vertical mount. So normally it's... I wish I could show you without moving the camera. So normally I have a vertical monitor that's on, like, an articulate arm. And so they just spun all the way around. So both my computers are still exactly where they are. So here's where I'm at, right? Sorry, I was probably talking the wrong side of the mic. After Extra, because I'm gonna have to take my computer, a couple things to Chris's place for Extra Life. I'm thinking about reorganizing my office a bit and moving all of my desk stuff to the other side so it's more open over here. So what I'll probably do is once I get that set up and the office is as clean as it's ever gonna be, I need to record an office tour. I've never given you guys the office tour, so you only really have the perspective of the camera. So I'd love to do that so you guys can actually see what this room looks like. So that would be the plan. So in the coming weeks, I'd like to do an office tour. Bug the hell out of me for it. Otherwise, I'm going to get lazy and be like, shit, I already fixed the shit. I got to do it. So. Fucking not even the sole reason why the campaign was on hold. Is he not? We can still blame Falcon. Falcon L or whatever. You all had crappy schedules. Yeah, listen, that's just D&D, period. It's hard. Like, this past week, we didn't play. Granted, this past week was Spider-Man, so we didn't play. I don't know if we're playing. I think 2 people are missing this week, so I don't know if we're actually playing this week. Connor, are you there? Hold on. Are they in Discord? Get the fuck out of here, Facebook. Nobody likes you. Hold on. Hey, guys. Well, okay. Okay. Hey, live on Twitch real quick.
Well, chat, that was your choice. You know what goes on here.
Real quick, are we playing D&D this week?
Yes.
Okay, I thought Noah and Noah were both not there, so I didn't know if that was a...
Yeah, we are.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks. did anyone clip that or? That's really funny. Thank you, Post. I don't know. I hope it what was it? I was at around the 2 hour mark. Okay, hour 50. Hour 58. Holy shit. Whew. I kind of want to make that a TikTok, but also Dave's laugh so good. Listen, I don't know if y'all could hear what he said. I don't know if it came through or not. That's so funny. I'm glad you like my laugh. I remember growing up and like I've always had I wouldn't say I have an obnoxious laugh, but I definitely have like a more unique laugh. Like it's very like high pitched and like a cackle. So like I'd always like whenever someone called out my laugh, I'm like, oh god, I can't. Funny. But I'm like, fuck that noise. I love when I'm watching clips back and I'm laughing my ass off, dude, they're the best. It's a contagious laugh. Thank you. I'm glad you like my laugh. Fucking good night.
Fucking motherfucker. It's almost as bad as the time I had a stream up. I don't know how many of you guys remember it. I had the stream pulled up. And, Rennick, I just saw your tweet. I'll retweet it. Actually, let me retweet it after so I can actually make a message.
There was a time I had Kanai stream pulled up when I went live and I forgot to mute it. He was playing League. And it's just, I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? We're, my balls! My balls! He's grabbing my balls! Joker high pitch? Joker high pitch? Man, I don't know if it's much of a Joker laugh, though. You start cackling more? Listen, I love cackling, man. You guys gotta make me, you guys gotta be funny. You guys gotta make me laugh. Listen, you gotta be more funny. Like an evil cackle. Like, like that? Or I remember the clip's great. What did he say? It would have been hilarious to see. It was so funny. Such a great clip. It's on TikTok. I know that. It's probably old though. I have to find it. Probably old. I think it's probably last year. I don't know if Kanai's been streaming this year, so it might be last year. My balls! My balls! How did I bring my almonds to this? Anyway, I guess that's all the stories we have. So, meanwhile, with what do we have? What time is it? It's about 8 o'clock. So, what do you guys say we read more of Cuphead in a Mountain of Trouble? It's the Cuphead book. Novelization of the thing. Hold on. I gotta figure out where we were. Because I don't think I had a bookmark. I know, so last time I remember, there was a mountain. We went to the mountain. We got to camp. I want to say chapter 4. A bad first impression. That sounds right. Hold on. Alright. Sorry about that. I'll pick this back up. My balls! My balls! Let's see. Well, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, last time we were reading Cuphead in a Mountain of Trouble. If you want to hear the first couple chapters, they're on the previous VOD, which you can find on the VODs channel, Exploration of VODs. Thank you for the hydrate. You can find those on the VODs channel. That should be the one posted right before this one, probably in somewhere. It's on there. Thank you for the hydrate. But from about maybe 6 or 7 months ago, when we read the boys and Chalice were going to summer camp, the bus broke down, and I'm pretty sure the giant snow Yeti guy like threw the bus to camp. So I think I'll be sleepy. You kids behave. Yo, Papa, thanks for hanging out, bud. I appreciate you, dog. Mwah. Take care of yourself, bud. Hopefully see you soon. Like I said, Danny's balls. My balls. My balls. I'm serious about the D&D game. Just DM me on Discord, and I'll put something together. That could be really fun. I think that'd be really dope. I feel like what I'd want for that Fate, and not so much like I wouldn't want to play. I think what I'd want is as the general, like if it's in the universe of like Project Gnome, I think it'd be fun if I was like a drop-in character, right? Where like all of a sudden, fuck off! I'm talking to chat. I dropped my thing.
I'm Mr. King Dice. I'm the gamest in the land. I never play nice. I'm the devil's right-hand man. I can't let you pass, 'cause you ain't done everything. Bring me those contracts, come on, bring them to the king.
Yeah, party animals. Party animals are gonna be like, oh my god, Nemo loves King Dice. Yo, can we get a Cuphead skin in Party Animals or what? Thank you for the clips. I dropped my page because you guys made me dance. Let me read the fucking book. Here we go. Bad first impression. Get in the cup mood. I actually, oh, you know, no, that checks out. That checks out. No, that's valid. I'll forgive you on that. That checks out. That checks out. But yes, we got to camp. We're We're here, shouted the campers, and they all stood in their seats and did the traditional camp entering dance, which happened to be the jitterbug. Of course, no one was more excited than Cuphead. He streaked across the ceiling, blazed a trail down the aisles, and broke through the rear of the bus. When the other campers peeked out through the large Cuphead-shaped hole, they saw him on his hands and knees kissing the ground. "Ah, hoot and holla," he said, smacking the ground. "Mwah, mwah, mwah." It was the sweetest soil he had ever tasted. And when he was done, he climbed to his feet and smiled. Then he spit out an earthworm. "Hey, what's the big idea?" yelled the worm. Who? Gotta turn the page. Sorry. Frowned ferociously and gave a very rude humph before vanishing down his hole. Oh dear, thought Cuphead. It was certainly not the way he wanted to begin his summer adventure, and the worm was even less happy about it. But it didn't matter. He arrived at the place of his dreams, and all was right in the world. At last, he could turn and get his very first look at the storied Camp Hoot and Holler. He took a deep breath. It's a wreck," said Mugman, and sadly, he was right. Poor Cuphead. He just stood there staring out at the disappointing landscape. It was nothing like the camp of his daydreams. There was no neon signs or high-rise cabins or very proper bears serving pineapples on silver platters. Instead, there were boarded-up windows and weeds the size of cornstalks and bits of litter that had somehow managed to reach every location except the inside of a garbage can. "Wowzers, it's a ghost town," said Miss Chalice, because it looked like a ghost town, and also because there was a ghost in it. I fucking love this book. We're here at the end. Oh, thanks for the stretch, by the way. I'm just sorry I have the mic. Gotta be careful. Oh, shitty backgammon. Okay. Whew. Make sure I'm holding the mic right. Sorry. He was just sitting there on a bench reading the morning edition of the Inkwell Daily Booze, which is the only newspaper ghosts really enjoy. So, not wanting to be unfriendly, Miss Chalice went over to say hello. "Good afternoon," she said. "We just—" "Evening?" interrupted the ghost. "Excuse me?" "It isn't afternoon, it's evening," he told her, and he went back to reading his paper. Miss Chalice frowned. She had forgotten how irritating ghosts could be. Always cracking boards, or rattling cages, or correcting your grammar. It was very annoying. Thanks for the hydrate. Of course, Miss Chalice knew all about ghosts, having once been part of the spirit world herself, but that's another story. Right. Good evening, she said deliberately, emphasizing the word. Anyway, we just got off the bus and we were wondering about the camp. Do you live here? "I'm a ghost. I don't live anywhere," said the ghost. Miss Chalice bit her bottom lip. "I didn't mean live, she said. "I just thought you might know where we're supposed to put our things. We're the new campers." That's you guys. I love the Cuphead, like the Brooklyn accents. Also, by the way, thank you guys for watching. Hope you're enjoying. I appreciate hanging out with you guys and chatting. If you guys want to kick back, enjoy the stories, do your thing. I appreciate you. Don't forget, we stream it tomorrow. Phasmophobia, Nerdstorm, Connor, and Chris. Should be fun. So. "Campers?" The ghost turned as white as a sheet, or maybe he didn't. It's hard to tell with ghosts. No, that's impossible," he said. "This camp is occupied. And we're not sharing with anyone." Miss Chalice was confused. "We?" "Of course we," he told her. "I'm here with my troop. We're Ghost Scouts." Now, if you've never heard of the Ghost Scouts, and most people haven't, it's an organization that encourages ghosts to spend more time outdoors for some reason. Miss Chalice never really understood why, since ghosts hate sunshine and have absolutely no use for fresh air. But if it got him out of the city for a while, it was pretty all right with her. What wasn't all right was having them take over her camp. "This isn't fair," she complained. "Me and my friends have been coming a long, long way." "Tough tombstone," said the ghost. "We were here first. Also, we have a reservation. Also, it's not me and my friends, it's my friends and I." Which has nothing to do with the camping situation, but it was bothering... Oh, sorry. Which has nothing to do with the camping situation, but it was bothering me. Uh-oh, now he's done it. Miss Chalice's eyes narrowed until they were as thin as coin slots, and her face turned jalapeno red. Aren't jalapenos green? Green. I mean, are there red jalapenos? Last school day of the week tomorrow. It's been, yo, listen.
Get ready for that weekend, bruh. Face turned jalapeno red. If some know-it-all ghost thought he was going to tell her how to speak and what to say and where she should be spending her summer, he was very much mistaken. She gave the ghoulish gas bag her most menacing glare. "Listen, Weisenheimer," she said through clenched teeth. "Me and my friends are tired. Me and my friends are hungry. Me and my friends have been looking forward to this all year. And me and my friends are going to stay right here at Camp Hoot and Holler." Oh, goodness. Such an outburst was very unlike Miss Chalice, who prided herself on never being rude to people she just met. Not even an extremely irritating ghost, but when she glanced at the... when she glanced at the spectral figure, she noticed he did not appear to be offended by her words. In fact, he seemed unusually pleased. "Did you say hoot and holler?" he asked. Miss Chalice cocked an eyebrow. I should have got this. Should have got this on a Kindle. A little easier to scroll. As your head's in your brain, the guy, jalapenos are going. What? What are you talking about, Zenoza? The jalapenos part I got. As your head's in your brain, my head's in my brain. Me and my friends will smack yes. So what if I did? You mean this isn't Camp Hoot and Holler? Oh, wait, you mean this isn't Camp Haunt and Holler? Haunt and Holler, she said. Of course not. Oh, thank goodness, said the ghost, and he leaped from the bench and raced for the nearest cabin. Hey, fellas, good news. We're in the wrong camp. Well, no sooner had the words left his mouth than Miss Chalice heard a huge commotion on the other side of the wall. There was shrieking and hooting and howling, which is the kind of thing ghosts do all the time, but it rarely sounds this joyful. A moment later, spirits of all shapes and sizes came streaming out through the cracks and creases of the water pipes, and they lunged through their bags and got to the ghost bus. Oh, by the way, there was a ghost bus. "I hope you enjoy your camp," said the ghost as he climbed through the strange hovering vehicle. "Although, personally, I wouldn't be caught dead here." And just like that, the spectral troops floated down the road towards Camp Haunt and Holler, a place any ghost could gladly be caught dead in. The bus was almost out of sight when a small, grinning head emerged from one of the windows. "Oh, one more thing," the ghost yelled. "Beware the curse of the mountain." He then waved a cheerful goodbye to all of the campers except for Mugman, who had stuffed himself inside of his own backpack. Cuphead rolled his eyes. Don't mind that old ghost. He's just trying to scare us," Cuphead said, pulling his brother out by the ankles. "I told you before, it's nothing but a stupid camp story. Now come on. If we're going to fill our summer full of fun and adventure, we better get started." Good old Cuphead, he always looked on the bright side, even when that side was very hard to find. And in spite of everything, he believed what Elder Kettle had told him, that Camp Hoot and Holler was the most wonderful camp in the world. He just have to look harder. That was all. Still, it would be nice if some kind helpful person would it'd be nice if some kind helpful person were to point him in the right direction. "Psst," whispered a voice. Cuphead turned around. There was no one. Then the hiss noise returned, and this time he and Mugman followed it to a rundown cabin with the door cracked open just an inch or so, and eyes were peeking out of him. "You there," the eyes whispered. "Are the ghosts gone?" Yes. Yeah, they just left." Suddenly the door burst wide open, and the brothers just found themselves face to face with a very large, very friendly-looking compass. "Well, that's splendid, just splendid," the compass said. "Oh, it was terrible having those ghosts around. They kept correcting my grammar, but everything's all right. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Wrong Way North, camp director." That's funny. I like it. The brain one was an insult to the evil one. God, I got it. MG, he's really reading a Cuphead book. Hell yeah! I love it. Splendid. Sorry, okay. Camp director, thought Cuphead. This changed everything. The camp director would make sure they had a summer of their lives. That's what camp directors were for, right? Filled with excitement, he quickly summoned the rest of the group. The director gazed out at them, slowly pacing back and forth as if he were conducting an inspection. "So, you're the new arrivals," he bellowed. "My, what a fine-looking bunch. Let me be the first to welcome you to Camp Hoot and Holler, the most magnificent camp on the face of the earth."
Now this was more like it. The campers were worn. The campers all okay. Got it. The campers all wore proud grins on their face, including Miss Chalice, even though they couldn't help wonder why the most magnificent camp in the whole wide world would be so short on, well, magnificence. She glanced at the dilapidated cabins. Yo, Phantom used that word. Director? She said hesitantly. Don't get me wrong. You've got a real dandy place here and all, but I was just wondering, was there a fire, or a flood, or an earthquake? Or a curse? Said Mugman. Cuphead looked as if he'd swallowed a sour ball. Ixnay on the Urskay, he muttered. Ixnay on the Urskay. Danny gotta go, but I'll see you tomorrow. Yo, sounds good to know. Thanks for hanging out, bud. Thank you for writing your story. You have a great night, and then get ready for your weekend. See you tomorrow for Phasmophobia. I have to install it, by the way. Okay. Ixnay on the Curse K, he muttered, but Wrongway just smiled. Oh, you mean the appearance of this place? He laughed. Don't let that fool you. We like our camp to have a rugged, rustic feel. Leg hurts. It adds to the adventure. And all those cracks and holes and dents, why, they give the place character. Golly, I never seen such character, said Miss Chalice. Exactly, said Wrongway. Now follow me, and I'll show you around the camp. And like a duck before a row of ducklings, he led. Turn the page. You ever listen to those? I don't know if y'all have audiobooks like by Goat. I don't know if y'all have those audiobooks in school anymore. Like back when I was in elementary school, we had like, it was like a bag, a plastic bag that had, it wasn't even audio tape, it was like a cassette tape, like a VHS. Not a cassette tape, it's a different thing. A VHS and the book itself. And you would take it home and listen to it while you read. And anytime the book would catch up to, like, it knew where the pages were, it would be like, this is that and the other, and this character went here. Turn the page. And then it would do like a ding, which you would use to turn the page. And then it'd be like, the procession down the path and into the the thick grove of trees. Mr. Director? Oh, this is a different. Mr. Director, said Tolly the Turtle, isn't the camp over there? He was pointing the opposite direction towards the place with all the cabins and buildings and camping-like things. Oh, yes, said Wrongway, scratching his head. They must have moved it again without telling me. And he grabbed hold of a large pointy needle, which gives every compass their keen sense of direction, and pointed it the other way. Then, as if nothing had happened, he led the group back to the camp and into the mess hall, which more than lived up to the name. Cuphead wrinkled his nose. Something smells, he mumbled. Instantly, a large onion burst out of the kitchen and was on the verge of tears. Sorry. Good, Cuphead quickly added. Yep, something sure smells, good. The onion gave a slight whimper, then lifted the corner of his apron and dabbed at his eyes. Cuphead sincerely hoped he hadn't hurt any feelings, but more than that, he hoped that awful smell wasn't their dinner. Campers, this is Ollie Bulb, Wrongway announced. I said that in character. Wrongway announced, he's the camp cook. Ollie, if you guys know the root pack, Ollie is the onion in the root packs of the boss fight. I remember those. I had them at home when I was like 4. Jesus. Those were cool. Listen, I've always been, I'm not much of a reader. You guys can tell by the way I read tonight. I've always been more of an audiobook guy. Like, I listened to the Hunger Games in high school while I read along to them. So, like, I could never, unless I read out loud, which I bumble over. If I read in my head, I read the words, but they don't click. So I'm just kind of bumbling and saying a bunch of words over and over again, and no story gets built. So that's why I always have to read out loud. I just choose not to because I suck at it. Campers, this is Ollie Bulb, Wrongway announced. He's the camp cook. It's so nice to meet you all, said Ollie, his voice cracking. I just know we're gonna have the best summer ever. And then the tears started to flow like rivers of joy, which was to be expected. Onions, as everyone knows, never miss an opportunity for a good cry. And Ollie quickly dashed back into the kitchen. And this fellow over here, said Wrongway, pointed to a figure sitting next at one of the tables, is your camp counselor, Cagney Carnation. Cagney rose to his feet. He was an intimidating sort, a tall, tough-looking flower with shifty eyes and bright orange petals. Now you listen good, he ordered the group. We're going to have fun this summer, you hear me? Fun! And anyone who does, oh sorry, this is still in character. You hear me? Fun! And anyone who doesn't like it is going to have to answer to me. Got it? Cuphead gulped. It was the angriest pep talk he'd turn the page ever heard. The truth is, he's always thought having fun was extremely important, but this is the first time he'd seemed like a matter of life and death. Then, at Wrongway's urging, the campers all took a seat. Ollie re-emerged from the kitchen carrying a large silver pot. From it, he dished out portions of a substance Cuphead couldn't quite identify, though he was fairly sure it was some kind of glop. He and Mugman poked at it with their spoons. Even this seemed risky, and eating it was out of the question. Wrong way, okay. Well, now that we've had our dinner and taken care of the introductions, I suppose you'd like to see your cabins. Come with me, said Wrongway, and he marched into the kitchen. Ollie Bob turned him around. Ah, over there now, are we? said the director. And he reset his needle and walked out. I love this Compass character. I love Wrongway. I hope if there's ever a Cuphead 2, we get to see this character. I love him. I love it so much. The book is also fun. This is a great book. Part of me, there's another book. I have to find it. Again, if someone sees the other Cuphead books and wants to send it to my P.O. box, by all means, you're welcome to. We could definitely read it at some point on stream, but like, part of me wants to just sit and read it because it's funny, but I enjoy reading it on stream. I feel like this is fun. Like, I'm sure you guys seem to enjoying it, right? You know. Directors. Turn around. Okay, cool. The group followed him a long row of wooden lodges. Lodgings? What the fuck? The group followed him to a long row of wooden lodgings. They were loaded with character. The first one, for example, had a lovely view of the stars, mainly because the roof was missing. The next one wobbled back and forth like a roller coaster. There was one that was ice cold, one that was scorching hot, one with a faucet that dripped inconsistently. Just what was it dripping? No one could say, but it ate a hole in the bottom of the bathtub. Oh no. The good news was that Miss Chalice's cabin seemed to be perfectly fine if you didn't count the dust bunnies. Unfortunately, she did count them. There were 214. Also, 11 dust squirrels, 2 dust cows, and a big furry buffalo named Dusty. Oh well, I guess it'll be all right, she said. There was a sticker from the corner of the room. When the group looked up, they saw a spider. Her web spelled out, "You'll be sorry." Mused Wrongway. Looks like we'll need to find a broom somewhere. A good sweeping in this place will be just right as rain. Well, off we go. And then he and Cuphead and Mugman said goodnight and headed out down the trail to the next cabin. Ah, here we are, said Wrongway, opening the door. Mugman took a cautious look inside. He half expected to see bats and moths or crabgrass, the crabbiest of all the grasses, but there was none of that. There was a set of bunk beds. I called a bottom bunk, he yelled, and tossed his backpack onto the mattress. Turn the page. Damn. Oh my god, we're almost done with chapter 4. What are we doing on time? Where are we at? Okay, 18. We're good. We're doing good. So he jumped on the bed. Crack! In an instant, the top bunk came crashing down, squashing the pack like a grape. Or the top bunk, he said. The top bunk will be fine. Cuphead paid no attention. That's all right by me. I'll just sleep over here. He walked across the room to a comfortable-looking hammock and prepared to settle in. But before he could plop himself down, the long, skinny cords unraveled and began hissing and slithering across the floor. As Cuphead soon found out, there wasn't a hammock at all, but a collection of slumbering snakes. And since snakes are rarely friendly, and never when they've been rudely awakened, they squirmed out of the door without so much as a by your leave. I'm not sure what that phrasing means. But that's what it says. Well, I'll be off then. Pleasant dreams, said Wrongway. And he walked outside and began setting mouse traps in front of the cabin. The brothers watched him. Jeepers, is Cuphead. Jeepers, that's an awful lot of traps, observed Cuphead. But do you have a problem with mice? Oh, these aren't for mice, Wrongway told him. They're for Puncha. Puncha? He stopped abruptly. Puncha what? Demanded Cuphead. Oh, nothing, said Wrongway. It's just that you can't be too careful out here in the wilderness. Then he went on with his task. When he'd finished, he'd move silently down the path and did the same thing in front of all the other cabins because he was the camp director, and that's what camp directors do. Turn the page. Chapter 5. Wrong way ain't right. Uh-oh, they're all covered in milk. Bzz, bzz. Okay, sorry, I got a text. It's not important right now. We'll deal with it later. Nope, let's switch legs. Let's do this leg up. That's a little nicer. I got to figure out a little way to make this cozier next time. The chair's good, right? But we're trying to sit here, read and do stuff? No shit, Sherlock. The next morning, as the orange sun was just peeking over the horizon... Can I hold it like this? This might work. For now, until I have to read that page. The next morning, as the orange sun was just peeking over the horizon, a lone figure strutted across the camp yard and assumed his place on the perch. It was a rooster, nature's faithful alarm clock, and he proudly lifted his head, puffed out his chest, and went, "Hey, wake up, you lazy dolts!" he said. This was terribly loud, as roosters tend to be, and Cuphead popped out of the lower bunk like hot bread from a toaster. Good thing he did. Good thing he did too, because a split second later, clang, crash, down came Mugman. "Good morning, Cuphead," he said, yawning sleepily and climbing out from the big pile of bed rubble. "Yeah, what should we do today?" "Everything," said Cuphead, and he meant it. After all, you only get one chance to have your very first morning at Camp Hoot and Holler. And he was determined to make the most of it. Filled with excitement, the brothers raced to the sink, pushing and prodding each other to make room for their daily routines. As usual, Mugman tied a wash rag to a wind-up toy airplane, which flew on... What the fuck? Hold on. This is cartoony as hell. As usual, Mugman tied a washcloth to a wind-up toy airplane, which flew into one of his ears, made a long squeegeeing sound, and plop! Popped out of the other side. As Cuphead, he stuffed a bar of soap into his mouth and swished and bubbled and agitated like a pint-sized washing machine. Then, when the words soak, spin, and rinse had all cycled across his forehead, he gargled, gulped, and wiped his mouth with his sleeve. Is that CGDannyB? Malachi! Hey, it is, homie. What's poppin'? Sorry, I was reading. Also, Mars, what's going on? I know words are hard. Words are hard. No, so it was getting to a point where it's explaining something in a very cartoony way. So I was like, I'm a little confused. And then once I clicked what was happening, I'm like, got it. I'm just reading this in a different context, which we got it. Yo, Mars, Malika, how you guys doing tonight? Thanks for joining for Campfire Stories. We're reading the Cuphead book. Sleeve. There, that was better. And now that the boys were all clean and spiffy as ever they'd been, they leaped into their shoes, burst through the door, and headed out into the world of thrills, adventure, and snap, 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 mousetraps. Look, Cuphead, said Mugman. Wrong way, forgot to pick up the traps. You don't say, said Cuphead, pulling a metal snapper off the end of his nose. He was, in fact, covered in traps, and he mumbled several tiny ouches as he plucked from the various appendages. You would have done the same because mousetraps, it turns out, are very unpleasant objects. Cuphead couldn't imagine why mice were so fond of them. Just then, Mugman spotted Miss Chalice making her way up the path. In her hand, she carried a set of thick gray discs that appeared to be made of clay. Skeet shooting? He said. Miss Chalice shook her head. Breakfast, she said. Ollie made pancakes. She held out one of the frightening flapjacks and let it drop to the ground. It landed like a lead bowling ball. Jeepers creepers, said Mugman, but Cuphead just shrugged. Oh, well, I wasn't in the mood for pancakes anyway, he said. Besides, who could think about food when we're about to have the best day of our lives? They all agreed this was an excellent point, and turn the page. Let me see. Not much, but I'm sorry now. Why are you sad, homie? Be happy. I'm good, just getting ready for the shift. Oh no, just quit. Oh, I got my certification for my airport. Yo, that's awesome, homie. Congrats. Yeah, I know you talked about that, oh god, months ago. It's been a minute, but yo, congrats, homie. That's awesome.
Despite some very noisy objections from their stomach, they completely forgot about food and headed off on their quest for the perfect day. They only just started when they ran into Tully and Ginger. Good morning, Cuphead. Good morning, Mugman. Good morning, Miss Chalice, said Tully, who was a classmate from of the trio and one of the friendliest turtles ever to come out of a shell. We're off to pick wild blueberries. Mugman's eyes widened. You mean in the woods? He said. Tully nodded. Gee whiz, don't you know it's dangerous out there? Said Mugman, shaking his head. You can never tell when you're gonna have to run into a punch-a-fink. That's right, the punch-a-fink. That was a thing. That's the big monster you're supposed to be afraid of. Was that because I'm too broke to resub to you? Ah, homie, that stinks. Listen, don't worry about it. I appreciate the thought. Listen, save up your pennies. Next time, you're more than welcome to. I know right now you won't have ads. Well, you probably had ads when you joined in, but I don't think I have mid-rolls running, so you probably shouldn't go another ad. So, it's all right, homie. Don't you worry about it. I mean, you won't have emotes, but you just get to sit back and listen to some Cuphead. What's a punch-a-fink? Asked Ginger. I don't know, he said, but I'm pretty sure it's horrible. Here, you better take one of these for protection. He handed her a pancake. Ginger put it in her basket, and the three friends waved goodbye and continued down the path. Suddenly, they heard a loud, shrill noise. Tweet! It was Cagney Carnation. He was staring at a clipboard and blowing his whistle like a runaway freight train, because that's what camp counselors do. All right, listen up, he told the mob of campers gathered around him. My job is to take the puny piles of mush that you are and mold them into lean, mean camping machines. Now, out there in the wilderness, there's two ways to do things, the right way and the fun way. We're going to do the fun way. Cuphead perked up his ears. This sounded promising. And by fun, I mean F-U-N, Cagney explained. F, fix your own problems. U, use your own judgment. N, never bother the camp counselor because I've got enough on my plate already. These new whistles aren't going to break themselves in, you know. Tweet! Tweet! He tweeted because a camp counselor's work is never done. But in the end, he continued, by doing things the fun way, you'll be learning the most important lessons of all. I don't love this voice for Cagney, but I'm going to rock with it for now. Posty, you just gift a sub? I didn't hear the noise. Did you? I can't see it on the thing. Sorry, I can't. Can I go back to chat? Is it going to let me see it? Of course not, because that'd be way too easy to view my own freaking chat. So far from what I know, one guy only didn't get certification. He was talking to smart. Oh, listen, the guy who talks the most smack doesn't get it. One from my group. Yeah, it's funny. Yo, Posted, thanks for the gifted sub. Malachi, you said thank you already. Yo, you guys rock. Thank you. Posted, I appreciate you. Posted out here looking out for everybody. Appreciate you, dog. I lost track of the things. A note to self, I still need to get fucking tissues in my office. Do y'all get that? Y'all just talk too much and you get congested? Because I just got boogers going on. I think last year I wore jeans, too. I hope you all enjoy looking at my calves all stream. You tuning this with camp counselors do work is never done. Okay. But in the end, he questioned, by doing things the fun way, you'll be learning the most important lessons of all. How to make pants out of cheese? Mugman asked. No, Cagney roared. Self-reliance. Oh, said Mugman, and he pulled out his very turn the page. Long thing to learn a camp list. Pulled out his very long things to learn at camp list and sadly crossed off cheese pants. Oh, Mugman. Cagney sighed and went off with his address. Now, over on the bulletin board, you'll find a paper with all the activities available here at the camp. Well, what are you hanging around here for? Tweet! It says tweet in the book. I could whistle, but it probably won't be good. He blasted his whistle. Whether this was some kind of starting signal or just routine whistle maintenance, we'll never know. But the campers burst away like a herd of escaping rodeo bulls. Cuphead raced to the bulletin board outside of Wrongway's cabin and squeezed his way to the front of the pack. He carefully checked the selections. Ah, this is more like it, he said. Then it says ... After gathering his supplies, Cuphead followed the path towards the woods until he came to a large and beautiful lake. It was exactly the kind of place he was sure he'd find at Camp Hoot and Holler, and he sat back and soaked up the serenity. Ah, what a break. The perfect spot for some good old-fashioned fishing, he said, because that's what he came here to do. He held out his pole and tied a stout hook onto the very end of the line. Now all that was needed was bait. Well, as anyone who knows anything about fishing will tell you, there's always bait around if you know where to look. And sure enough, not 2 feet in front of him were several nice plump worms crawling into the dirt. Just what I was looking for, he said. Unfortunately for Cuphead, worms are a gossipy lot, and they all heard about his embarrassing encounter with the earthworm when he arrived at the bus. So as soon as they spotted the worm eater, oh, by the way, they call him the worm eater, they all retreated into their holes, pulling inside their welcome mats and rudely slammed their front doors. This book's fucking amazing. Needless to say, this was quite a predicament. Here, he was at an absolute glorious fishing spot without any means of attracting a fish. Anyone else would have given up on this whole thing and gone back to camp, but this was not anyone else, this was Cuphead. And being a resourceful fellow, he simply reached into his pocket and pulled out a length of string. After a few strokes with a trusty drawing pencil, the string had 2 bright eyes, a crooked little smile, and for good measure, a tiny name tag that said Mr. Wormy. Turn the page. Oh no, it's the worm eater! Well, that ought to fool him, he said. Cuphead was almost certain it would. To be honest, fish were not the most intelligent creatures, not the ones he'd met anyway. They were always ending up on some fishing line because they couldn't help falling for the obvious trick. Poor fish didn't have a clue. It was hard to believe they lived in schools. Live in schools, good fish. Satisfied this was the perfect solution, he tried the counterfeit worm on his hook and cast the line into the water. There was nothing to do but wait. What was that? Cuphead could have sworn he'd heard something, which was odd because fish make very little noise. There it was again. Now he was getting annoyed. Whatever was making that sound was going to scare the fish. He was determined to make it stop. Quickly, he turned his head from side to side, trying to find the source of the disturbance, and then... He looked back. The sound was coming from his stomach. Oh. Jumping Jehoshaphat's, he said. I guess I shouldn't have skipped breakfast. Oh well, there was nothing he could do about it now, or was there? You see, out of the corner of his eye, Cuphead spotted a very curious thing. It was a positively delicious-looking pie, just sitting there on the end of the pier. And then when he moved closer, he saw that it was cherry pie, his favorite, and sticking out of it was a little sign, "Free pie," but it's spelled like P-I, like math. Free pie. Wait, it says free pie, P-I. Tastes good, G-U-D. Eat it, E-E-T. This is amazing. Well, Cuphead didn't have to think twice. He reached down, picked up the magnificent pastry, and then yoink! He was yoinked right off the pier. Then down he went. Sorry, my dog's barking. Deeper and deeper under the water, pulled by some unknown force. When he finally reached the bottom, he saw that a very large bass was reeling him in with a fishing rod. Well, as you can imagine, this was extremely humiliating. But not nearly as humiliating as when, a second later, a lobster appeared with a camera. The bass immediately grabbed Cuphead by the ankles, held him upside down, and posed triumphantly for a photo. Turn the page. Poor Cuphead. Now it's embarrassing. Click. Now that was the cat. Not the catch was documented. The fish released him as a true angler would, and Cuphead swam to the surface. A few minutes later, he dragged himself onto the shore, gasping and dripping in wet and cold. That's a lot of hands. But most of all, he was angry. No properly running camp would allow this deviousness on their lake. What in the world happened to Hoot and Holler? Let me readjust myself here. My butt hurts a little bit from this chair. OMG, a pie! Yeah, Mars, be careful. Because, listen, guys, if you see a pie on the pier, please don't pie the pier, because if you pier the pie, the fish are going to pie your pier, and then you're going to get piered on the internet by the pie of the pier. Okay? Don't do that. Be careful.
The moment Miss Chalice looked at the list on the bulletin board, she knew exactly what she was going to do. Go canoeing. After all, what could be better than spending the day peacefully paddling across crystal clear waters? It was perfect. So quick as a wink, she made her way to the lake and found a row of boats resting on the shore. Excuse me, she said. I'd like to go for a canoe ride. Can any of you take me? Oh, yes, I can take you, a pompous-sounding boat at the front of the line. My name's Wet Willie, and I'm the finest craft on these waters. Bah! Don't listen to Sir Leaks-a-Lot, said the next boat. I'm Soggy Sue, and I know this lake better than anybody. Oh, you're both full of mildew, yelled a boat named Tipper. Anyway, anybody with eyes can see I'm the best. Don't choose them. They have barnacles, said Bubbles. Pick me. And then they all started talking at once and saying the most dreadful things about one another. The situation got very loud and ugly. This is not the peaceful day Miss Chalice had in mind. But just as she was about to give up on the whole idea, she spotted a little canoe that wasn't making some sound. You're awfully quiet, she said. What's your name? Me, said the canoe, sounding surprised. Why, they call me Lucky. Then Lucky it is, she said. Let's go. And in 2 shakes of a duck's tail, they were out on the lake making having a wonderful time. Looks like the way to get popular. The pie, the pier, the pier to the pie. Get popular, go for it. Listen, if you're trying to pop off on the internet, it'll probably be humiliating, but eventually you can recover from it, I'm sure. 2 shakes of ducks. Okay. This is the life, Miss Chalice said. I don't think I'd enjoyed myself nearly as much as those other boats. Oh, they're not so bad, said Lucky. It's just that they haven't been properly maintained lately. None of us have. Really? Why not? Asked Miss Chalice. Turn the page. Lucky seemed surprised by the question. Well, because of all the trouble at the camp, of course. What trouble? Said Miss Chalice. Now Lucky was really confused. You mean you don't know? I thought everyone knew about. Just then, a tall spray of water sprouted from spouted up from under the boat. Oh my God, said Lucky. Miss Chalice covered it with her hand. What's happening? She said. Just a little leak, said the canoe. I'm sure there's nothing to be worried about. And that's when another, taller leak erupted at the opposite side. Miss Chalice stretched as far as she could. Sorry, still boogers. I'm sure there's not, okay, sorry. Stretched as far as she could, let's try that sentence again. And that's when another tall leak erupted at the opposite end. Miss Chalice stretched as far as she could reach and blocked it with her other hand. Oh boy, this is embarrassing, Lucky said. I can't believe this is happening again. Again? Said Miss Chalice, who was just plugging the third geyser with her foot. You mean this has happened before? Lucky left out a long sigh. There's something you should know about me, the boat admitted. I have a little problem with, sinking. Sinking? Yelled Miss Chalice, reaching out with her other foot to block a new eruption. Then why did they call you Lucky? Oh, that, said the little canoe. They're being sarcastic. What? Shrieked Miss Chalice. Sarcastic? Oh, sorry. Sarcastic. It's when someone says the opposite of what they really... I know what sarcastic means, she yelled. But before either of them could say another word, several more leaks appeared, and Miss Chalice, having run out of the way to block them, just sat there quietly. After a little while, water burst out of both of her ears, and when she opened her mouth, it spritzed like a decorative fountain, and the good ship Lucky went down, down, down. A short time later, a straw broke through the surface of the water and looked around like a periscope. It continued to gaze outward until it reached the shore, and Miss Chalice climbed out of the lake. Turn the page. And in my mind, I turn into the stoner's point of view. Whoa, Mars, what are we talking about over here? There you go. Sopping wet, she sat down, removed a fish from her head. Now she understood what Lucky had meant about the boats not being properly maintained. But what in the world had happened to Hoot and Holler? By the time Mugman reached the area in front of Wrongway's cabin, a crowd of campers was so thick he had to hope of reading the activities. He had no hope of reading the activities list. He tried pushing his way closer, but since he was confoundingly polite, it got him nowhere. Well, this is a problem, he said, but for every problem, there's a solution, and Mugman calmly walked over to a pair of trees, tied 2 limbs together. Then, after putting a funnel on top of his head, he always carried a funnel for just such occasions, he pulled back the limbs just like the string of a bow and launched himself over the top of the crowd. Spring. In a flash, Mugman plunged funnel first. In a flash, Mugman plunged funnel first into the bulletin board and stuck straight out as an arrow. Ah, here it is, he said, checking the list. Archery. Whew, sorry, arms getting a little. Oh boy, a little taut here. Just imagine that it's a hippies documentary. Listen, that's content. That'd be fun to watch. You guys ever watch the Firefest documentary? That shit bussin'. That's a good watch. Would recommend. I think it's on Hulu. There's a Netflix one too, but I didn't watch that one. I watched the Hulu one. Hulu one was pretty good. It was just the kind of camp adventure he'd been waiting for, and the next thing he knew, he was standing at the archery range, ready for a day of target shooting. Unfortunately, most of the targets were being used by other archers, but he did manage to find one on the end that he thought would do nicely. It was large and white, with a series of concentric? I'm not familiar with that word. A series of concentric circles that led to a bullseye in the very center. Mugman eyed it carefully. Piece of cake, he said, and loaded his arrow into the bow. Whoosh! The pointy projectile was off like a missile, and sure enough, it made a direct hit near the exact center of the target. This was real marksmanship. Mugman was ecstatic. That is, until the center moved? Now that's peculiar, he said. Peculiar was putting it mildly. The bullseye simply wandered around willy-nilly. That was very odd. It was very odd indeed. If that weren't bad enough, all the circles surrounding the bullseye suddenly got up and moved as well. Hey, stop that, he shouted. I got a good mind to speak to someone about this. Turn the page. Mugman was understandably irritated, but as it turned out, he had bigger troubles. You see, it seems the target he selected wasn't a target after all. It was just a plain white board that proved to be the perfect resting spot for a large swarm of hornets. Uh-oh. The fact that they arranged themselves in a pattern of a target like a circle was unfortunate coincidence. Oh my goodness, said Mugman, realizing his mistake. You see, I thought... But the swarm would have none of it. Hornets, as you know, are very angry little creatures who get terribly upset over things like having arrows fired at them. They were in no mood for excuses. Enraged, they flew off the board and immediately forged a gigantic arrow, which, considering the circumstances, seemed like an appropriate revenge. The hovering spear soared through the air and headed straight for Mugman. He squealed. Then he streaked down the trail and made a beeline for the lake. Meanwhile, the hornets made a hornet line towards him, and they were gaining quickly. Fortunately for Mugman, he reached the pier in the nick of time, raced to the edge, and dived into the water. Dove into the water? It says dived. And since hornets are extremely poor swimmers, mostly because almost impossible to find trunks in their size, they gave up the chase and went on their way. Even so, it was a good long time before Mugman emerged from the lake. But when he was sure the coast was clear, he dragged himself to the shore and collapsed. It was then that he had started to wonder how such a thing could happen. After all, no proper camp would let a swarm of hornets go around arranging themselves into elaborate geometric patterns on their archery course. He was thinking it over, and then he looked up and saw Cuphead and Miss Chalice standing over him, both dripping wet. What in the world's happened to Camp Hortenholler? They all said together. When the trio arrived back to the campgrounds, they found Tully leaning against the post. He looked troubled. What's the matter, Tully? Asked Miss Chalice. Didn't you find any wild blueberries? Oh, yes, we found them, he replied. It's just that... Turn the page. Make sure I'm holding the mic gracefully. Yep. Suddenly, Ginger raced by them, screaming at the top of her lungs. She was being chased by a gang of vicious-looking berries. They're wilder than we expected, said the turtle. Cuphead had heard enough. That does it, he declared, and he, Mugman, and Miss Chalice stormed into Wrongway's cabin. Okay, Wrongway, what's going on? Cuphead said. We're all having a terrible time. Something was happening to this camp, and we all want to know what it is. The director gulped loudly. and stood up from his desk. He seemed very disturbed and paced nervously around the room, muttering something about the wretched curse. No, those dreadful punchafinks. Where's the... Brody's still barking. I thought someone took him out. Though it wasn't entirely clear that he was what he was talking about. Say, said Miss Chalice, what's the deal with this curse? And what's a punchafink? Asked Mugman. But instead of answering them, Wrongway came to a complete stop, grabbed hold of his needle, and turned in the other direction. Curses, punchafinks, he said. I have no idea what you're talking about. This is a wonderful camp. Everything is fine, and we're all going to have a magnificent summer. Now I'm very busy, so you'll have to leave. But, Cuphead said, No, I'm sorry. There's nothing more to discuss. Thanks for dropping by, Wrongway said, and he herded them out of the door. The three campers stared at one another. Something very strange was happening. They had no idea where to look for answers. Sorry, hands cramping. But as luck would have it... Oh, that's a comma. Sorry, it looks like I'm sorry, guys. I suck at reading. Maybe next year I'll just type this all into a text-to-speech program and have it read to you. But as luck would have it, Ollie Bob was out for a stroll. Hello, Ollie, Cuphead said. Oh, Ollie, Cuphead said. He wondered if it might be able to help us with something. Sure, anything for a pal, said Ollie. Gee, that's swell of you. You see, we just went into Wrongways to complain about... Complain? Ollie shrieked and his onion skin turned white as a turnip. Is this about the pancakes, isn't it? I tried as hard as I could. No, it's not that, said Chalice, but it was too late. Ollie was already inconsolable, and before they could ask him a single thing, he ran off into the distance, blabbering all the way. Turn the page. What are we doing on time? What are we looking at? 15 minutes. I can't finish the chapter. Can I finish the chapter in 15 minutes? What was the chapter? Fucker, turn the page. It's another 9 pages. Let's hold off on that. Can I have a bookmark? Hold on. Bum, bum, bum. Listen, this music's great. Yes, all right. You know what? Let's do. We'll do the chapter. We'll read the chapter. To be honest, I would do worse. Do worse than what? What? Cry because of your pancakes? To Mars. Are you being threatening right now? Mars, you're listen. There's evidence on the internet of you saying that. Even if the VOD got deleted, the video's right there. Sorry, even if the chat got deleted, the whole video has your thing. Oh, in reading. Oh, I thought you were threatening someone's life. That's crazy. No, I get that, dude. I suck at reading out loud. But I hope you guys enjoy it. All right, let's do this. This is chapter what? This is chapter 6. A big mess in the mess hall. Uh-oh. Looks like a food fight's afoot. Let's see what happens. Marshmallow, wiener roast, sis boom ba, hoot and holler, rah, rah, rah. Cuphead silently mouthed the words as the cheers repeated over and over again inside of his brain. It was a tasty little chant, but he wanted to go on and on and on. And then he heard Miss Chalice. Cuphead? Cuphead, she said. Are you okay? Cuphead slowly opened his eyes. To a great disappointment, he found himself sitting on a long wooden bench in the mess hall. Worse, instead of the marshmallows and wiener roast he had been daydreaming about, it was staring at a mysterious substance called Camper's Surprise. What's this? He inquired. There's only one way to find out, said Miss Chalice, and she bravely reached for her spoon. Oh no, you're not putting that in there. Turn the page, said the spoon, leaping out from her place setting. I want to live! I want to live! The utensil then raced across the table and grabbed a dish by the hand. Come on, Darla, we're making a break for it. And just like that, the pair ran away together, as dish and spoon sometimes do. Miss Chalice let out a long, slow whistle. I'll say one thing about Camp Surprise. It sure lives up to its name, she said. Mugman nodded and laid his head on the table. It was clearly in agony. Cuphead knew just how he felt. The truth is, he was every bit as hungry as his brother, but the thought of consuming his nightmares on a plate made his stomach do somersaults. This stuff isn't fit for a garbage can, he blurted out. And only thing that kept him from... sorry, it's not in character. The only thing that kept him from blurting out a good deal more was that Miss Chalice was clearing her throat. Ahem! Ahem! Now it seemed to Cuphead this was an abnormality. This was abnormally loud. I see. Now it seemed to Cuphead this was an abnormally loud ahem, which he found very rude. And then he looked up. Ollie Bulb was standing on the other side of the table. Like I was saying, he continued, this stuff isn't fit for a garbage can. It's fit for a king. Oh boy, Ollie. That Ollie really outdid himself. Then, as casually as he could, he glanced across the table. Oh, hi, Ollie. I didn't see you standing there. Why, your footsteps must be as light as air. As light and airy as those golden flaky biscuits of yours. Tell me, how do you put together such a sumptuous spread? The cook rubbed a hand across his chin. So, you really like my food? He said suspiciously. And how? Fibbed Cuphead. Ollie crossed his arms. So, why aren't you eating it? Oh dear, this is the question Cuphead had been dreading. He pondered it for a moment, scratched his head and gulped. I just, about to, he said, with a quivering hand. He forced a bite past two of the most unwilling lips he'd ever seen. He groaned, all things considered. It was a persuasive, turn the page, performance, and it would have been even more so if his face hadn't turned green. Ollie ever was unconvinced. He just stood there, eyeing the green-faced camper, looking for the slightest hint of deceit. After a moment or two of tension subsided, he broke into a grin. Well, if you think that's good, just wait until you try dessert, he said proudly. I made something extra special. And with that, the onion happily turned on his heels and hurried off to the kitchen. Blech, said Cuphead. And then his tongue popped out of a hideaway ironing. His tongue popped out a hideaway ironing board. Miss Chalice didn't like the looks of it. For one thing, there was a little sign that said, "This property is condemned." And for another, his taste buds were loading the things into a tiny moving van. Yikes, she said. Don't worry, Cuphead, Mugman told him. I'll bet Ollie's dessert will get that horrible taste out of your mouth. Cuphead's face slowly rotated into a gaze locked onto his brother. Dessert? What, are you out of your mind? I'm lucky I survived the meal. In fact, Cuphead would couldn't think of a fate worse than having to try another of Ollie's calamitous concoctions. Dessert? Why, the very idea. So no, he would not be consuming another morsel. Thank you very much. And that's all there was to it. And that's exactly how it would have stayed if Tully, who was sitting at the next table, hadn't intervened. Tully, as you know, is a very intelligent turtle who knew a great deal about life and the path to happiness. He was always the first to lend a hand whenever anyone was in need, and he freely shared his insights with a friend and strangers alike. And while he was never pushy with his philosophies, on this particular occasion, he felt Cuphead might benefit from another point of view. You know, Cuphead, in situations like this, he said, I find it best to keep an open mind. There's an old turtle saying, if you never come out of your shell, you'll miss all the world has to offer. The serene little turtle craned his neck as far as he could, and took a long, exuberant whiff of the air. The scent coming from Ollie's kitchen wafted around. Turn the page. Around him, like magical fingers, and for a brief moment, he hovered blissfully above the ground. Everyone has a talent, Cuphead, said Tully, even Ollie Bulb. Cautiously, Cuphead, Mugman, and Miss Chalice synchronized their sniffers and took a long whiff of the aroma that had lifted Tully from the floor. It was spectacular. It was as if cinnamon and caramel and toffee and cream had formed a band, and now everyone's nostrils were doing the boogie woogie. Wow! That's a party in my nose, and man, is it swinging, said Miss Chalice. It was amazing. Was it really possible that Ollie was a wizard of sweets? The three friends immediately tied their napkins around their necks and held their knives and forks in the ready position. All they had to do now was wait. And wait. And wait. And wait. Cuphead looked at the clock on the wall. It seemed to have stopped moving, or at the very least, was running so slow that eons had passed before the ticks and the tocks, and it was unbearable.
What's taking so long? He demanded. That's what I want to know, said Miss Chalice. Will this torture never end? Screamed Mugman. Finally, Cuphead could stand it no longer. He climbed up to the top of the table. Great Google hop. Great golloping gollywampus, he bellowed. Enough is enough. Why do they serve us terrible food when we don't want it, but make us wait forever for the good stuff? Just then, a barrage of garbanzo beans splattered against Cuphead's cheek. A look of horror crossed his face as someone, he didn't know who, called out a dreaded phrase that was struck fear to the hearts of cafeteria workers since the beginning of time. Food fight! Oh no, said Cuphead. In an instant, the entire hall was in chaos. Tables were toppled, benches were battered, and their air was thick as the campground cuisine. Dishes flew like flying saucers. Saucers flew like flying dishes. Eggs were scrambled, salads were tossed, and a fleet of gravy... Sorry, someone's yelling out there. And a fleet of gravy bowls slowly sank into the chicken noodle soup sea. But if you think that was the whole of it, oh, you are very much mistaken. Because in the very part of the room, turn the page. Campers were launching legumes, propelling parsnips, catapulting cucumbers, and chucking chestnuts. And then, and when a submarine sandwich managed to torpedo Mugman's ankles, he responded with a banana bombardment. There's a lot of alliteration in this, and that's not even all together. A banana bombardment that would go down in the annals.
What is anal with two N's? Annals? There's too much N in this anal, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Clip it.
The annals of Hoot and Holler lore. I'm back for more stories for delinquents, hooligans, fools, buffoons, and morons. Well, don't worry, guy. We got about 3 more paragraphs, and we're gonna wrap it on up here for the night. Because that was the very moment Ollie Ball was at last departing the kitchen with the long-awaited dessert. Caught in the crossfire, he stepped to his left, where his foot landed on the unfortunately placed banana peel. Well, the next thing we knew, his legs went topsy-turvy and the dessert flew into the air, and before anyone could do anything about it, plop, it came down on top of his head. How could you? He said, just look at what you've done. And then the tears burst from his eyes like water from an open fire hydrant. It was a sorrowful sight, and everything in the very mess hall... It was a sorrowful sight, and everything in the very messy mess hall fell completely silent. Then they turned and looked at the door. Wrongway was standing there. Cuphead wasn't sure what was going to happen next. He thought there might be yelling or scolding or any number of gruesome punishments, and all of them would be deserved. But in the end, there was none of that. There was only Wrongway staring at the room with a look of deep and profound sadness. This used to be quite the place, you know, he said softly. Yes, it was quite a place. And that, my friends, is the end of chapter 7, where we will put our bookmark and prepare next time, maybe next year, for chapter 7. Hoot and Holler gets a tune-up, and it's got the coins. No, it's got the ghost from the mausoleum as well as the barbershop quartet from the game. That's pretty crazy. Oh man, plop indeed. If anyone wants to play D&D after stream, let me know in the Discord. We can do something after that. Well, listen, that'd be fun. If y'all want to go play some Discord, if you want to go play some D&D with Fate, go on ahead, have some good times. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that will put a pin in our 2nd annual Campfire story stream. Guys, I know you love these. I appreciate you guys, your support so much. I'd love to do another one of these outside of like September. I don't know when that would be. We'd have to figure some stuff out. Maybe over the summer would be kind of fun. But I love Campfire stories. I know I struggle to read, so anyone watching the VOD's like, oh my God. Like, whenever I read out loud, I hear like the Billy Madison like, today, Junior. But you know what? We out here having a blast. Guys, thank you so much to everyone who wrote stories. I'll let you guys know next time we do it. If you guys want to start working on stories now, by all means, we'll probably save them for the next Campfire story, that way we're not getting ahead of them. But I'd love to read more of those on stream, especially Project Gnome, Phantom Composer. But yes, you guys rock. You're beautiful. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Phasmophobia with Chris Connor and Nerdstorm. Saturday, FNAF on Discord. We're going to watch the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie on Discord, so in case you missed that, that'll be going on then. And then, what else? Next weekend, Extra Life. Me, Chris, Connor, Kanai, 24-hour stream. We're just trying to raise $400, so if you guys have friends, family, all the proceeds are going to be going to children's hospitals, children who are sick and getting the healthcare that they need. Plus, they get to play some video games at the hospital. What's more exciting than that? But yes, would love to come out and support. If you know friends, family, parents, cousins, your dog got some money they want to help support, we'll be doing a bunch of cool stuff, playing party games. There's going to be video game Jeopardy we're going to try. This whole thing should be super, super fun. I'll make a post about it in the coming days. But thank you guys again so much for your help tonight. Mwah. Love you all to death. I'm going to go eat some dinner and watch the challenge while I fold laundry. But thank you guys again for being here. Love you to death. Keep being nomies. And with that, let's have a good night.